on January 2nd for your Boxing Week specials.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Back inside Scotiabank Arena, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you as we count down to the tip-off between the Nets and Raptors. Time now for the Keys to Victory, brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. Redefine your drive with the 2025 Civic Hybrid. Jonesy, Keys to Victory, starting with turnovers.
Well, and I would say normally, the Keys incorporate something with Toronto, something with the opponent. It's all about Toronto right now. And you're right. First key, definitely the turnovers. Number two is more of a qualitative one. I need to see consistent energy. I really, really do. The Raptors seemed like they, as I said to Maddie a little bit ago in the pregame, it seems like they lost their personality. They lost their way in the second half and got enticed into playing Boston's game. And I mean, when I look at what is going on in this rebuild, it's finally time that we start to see, as Matt said, a win every so often to keep your spirits up. Emmanuel quickly back tonight, that'll be big. And so the key will be what kind of energy can he give them? I'm not even talking about his play or his efficiency or his scoring or what kind of a lift, emotional lift does he give them, can he give them as this game wears on? So turnovers, the energy, watching the emotion, and seeing if, you know what, Eric? You look at, and I'm not telling tales out of school here, we're associated with the betting network, on the TV side. And like it's part of the game now.
Yeah.
I looked at the line this morning, and Toronto was a 2-point favorite.
On an 11-game losing streak.
Yes, on an 11-game losing streak, suffering your worst loss in franchise history, and you are 1.5 to 2-point favorite. And so, that says it all to me. Those algorithms, those people in Vegas aren't usually that far off.
Well, we heard Darko talking about the return of Emmanuel quickly. He's about 20 feet in front of us right now, working with Alex McKechnie, and looking forward to seeing him back in action tonight for the first time since November 10th, only his fourth game of the season. R.J. Barrett will remain sidelined with the illness, but Grady Dick and Jacoby Walter will be in the lineup for the Raptors. We will have the starting lineups and the tip-off when we come back as we get set for a New Year's Day tip. The first game of 2025 is coming up right around the corner on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank. Tangerine, official bank of the Toronto Raptors, right here on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Ugh, these vacation prices are really adding up. Flights, hotels.
Are your vacation plans going off-road? I'm a Sunwing Financial Advisor, saving you money while giving you more.
Did you say Financial Advisor?
Yeah, Sunwing Financial Advisor. There are thousands of us across Canada cracking the code on vacation savings so you can crack open that SPF.
Huh, that makes so much financial sense.
Book with your local travel advisor or at...
Donate online at carsforkids.ca. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll benefit a child and get a maximum tax credit.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Donate today, and your car can be gone tomorrow.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it would be too difficult or time-consuming? Then it's time to try Babbel. Babbel works because it's built around real life. It teaches you practical conversations that you will actually use. So with just 15 minutes a day, you'll be on your way to speaking in a new language in just a few weeks. Babbel, language for life. Right now, Babbel is offering radio listeners 55% off their subscription. Visit babbel.com/radio. That's BABBEL.com/radio for 55% off.
You missed the boat on Bitcoin, but financial freedom is still within reach.
For a mere $19.99, you can get all-you-can-eat boneless chicken at your local St. Louis Bar and Grill. And for a limited time, there's no tax on restaurant meals and beer. Maybe treat yourself to something nice, like an extra garlic dill sauce. All-you-can-eat boneless chicken for only $19.99. Visit St. Louis Bar and Grill today. Dine in only. You are welcome.
Well, everyone got their Christmas wish except me. Hello? Don't be like that. You got some good stuff. And look, I'm grateful, but do you see me sitting on the beach right now? Okay, well played. selloffvacations.com. Oh, up to $200 off Acapulco. Ooh, remember Acapulco? Family dinners by the ocean, building sandcastles, pure joy. Welcome to the happy I've been waiting for. Book with your local travel expert or at
selloffvacations.com.
Ontario is building up our nursing workforce. Since 2018, nearly 100,000 new nurses have registered to work in Ontario. Last year, we added a record of over 18,000 new nurses with another 30,000 nursing students in school. We're investing millions in new programs that pay for nurses' education and breaking down barriers so they can get to work sooner. Learn more at ontario.ca/yourhealth. Paid for by the Government of Ontario.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Back inside Scotiabank Arena, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. We're going to get the starting lineups for the Nets and Raptors in just a couple of moments as the anthems are in the books. And we're expecting a sellout or close to sellout crowd tonight for the Raptors and Nets as Toronto hopes to snap its 11-game losing streak and start the new year on the right note. Let's turn it over to Herbie Kuhn and get the starting five for the visiting Brooklyn Nets.
Out of North Carolina, a 6'8 forward, number 2, Cam Johnson. From Alabama, a 6'9 forward, number 21, Noah Clowney. Out of Georgia, a 6'11 center, number 33, Nick Claxton. Out of Tennessee, a 6'4 guard, number 45, is Keon Johnson. And from Louisiana State, a 6'10 guard, number 10, Ben Simmons. The head coach of the Brooklyn Nets is Jordi Fernandez.
And there you have it, the starting five for the Brooklyn Nets.
Did they not pay the heat bill in here or what?
Yeah, it's a little chilly in here. I mean, it was a little cooler outside today, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, right, the Leafs played yesterday afternoon on New Year's Eve. It was an afternoon puck drop, so maybe they forgot to turn up the heating bill over the course of the last 24 hours or so.
Maybe they're getting it ready for the outdoor game that's actually going to be indoors.
Yeah, maybe.
Wow.
Maybe. We heard Herbie mention the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets, Jordi Fernandez. Jonesy, of course, the head coach of the Canadian senior men's national team as well. And it's going to be interesting to see what 2025 looks like for the Canadian national program as well as they try to put pieces in place and get on that path again following a very strong 2024, but obviously the letdown, I suppose, that they suffered in Paris at the Olympic Games.
Yeah, well, you've got 4 years to build again. I know some of the guys wanted it to be next year, next week for that matter, but that's just kind of the way it goes right now. And if you're Team Canada, you've got to go through the steps and not skip any to get back to LA in 2028, and hopefully Jordy's a part of that.
All right, we're about to hand it off to Mark Strong at center court as the video intro is in the books, and let's make the Raptors starting five official right now.
Toronto, it's time to welcome back the Wildcat, moving 0 to 100 swiftly. You know who? I do, Emmanuel. Quickly. From Kansas City, wearing number 30, the young guy on the front line. This is Ochai Agbaji. The big man in the middle, wearing number 19, Mr. Double-Double. This is Jakob Poeltl. The kid from Kansas, wearing number 1. You know the name, Grady Dick. And your Raptors NBA All-Star, wearing 6'8" from Florida State. Make some noise for your boy, Scotty Barnes. Head coach of the Toronto Raptors is Darko Rajakovic.
There you go, starting 5 for the Toronto Raptors, and I don't want to sound negative about this. This is just the reality, Jonesy. It's fantastic to have Immanuel Quickley back in the lineup, as I mentioned, for the first time since November 10th, for only the 4th time this season. But with R.J. Barrett sick and missing tonight's game, we still have not seen the starting 5 for the Toronto Raptors, the starting 5 that we anticipated and expected to see coming out of camp. Barnes, Barrett, Pirtle, Dick, and Quickley. We have yet to see those 5 on the floor together starting in a game at any point this season. Maybe we'll see it on Friday night when the Orlando Magic come to town.
Who knows?
Maybe.
You never know. Cross your fingers, hold your breath around injuries and health. But, yeah, it's been a long time. And this is a lot of the young core that they want to see building and going forward.
Raptors take to the floor in their red uniform with the black chevron and the black and white lettering and numbers. Brooklyn in their all black uniform with the white trim. I like this look for the Brooklyn Nets. I like the look for both teams. But fashion aside, I want to see a good game. It's been a grind for the Raptors of late, no doubt. And fans can certainly attest to that too.
I really think you're going to see a bounce back, Eric, just knowing the personality of the coaches and the team. And there's no way they're taking all of these losses that have built up and with the 3rd worst differential over a short game span in NBA history. There's got to be a bounce back at some point.
Claxton stands in the middle for the Nets, and it's Pirtle for the Raptors. We are set to go here on a Wednesday night, January 1st. Happy 2025, Happy New Year, and let's get set to roll here as the Raptors win the opening tip. Pirtle to Quickley, who brings it across center. Quickley on the logo. Grady set a screen briefly. Quickley still on the bounce as he goes over toward the far side. Now bounces a pass over to Barnes. Out on the perimeter to Grady Dick. Open 3, no good from the wing near side, and it's Brooklyn on the glass. Simmons has it for the Nets. Toward the logo at center. Goes over on the far elbow now. He gave it up to Clowney. Back on the perimeter now. Brooklyn has it. Now trying to drive far side, it's Johnson. Johnson cut off near the baseline, turns, fires into the heart of the lane, and that shot no good from Claxton, picked up by the Raptors. Down the floor comes Quickley to a cutting Abaji, dunks it down, and the Raptors lead 2-0.
That's the way they want to play, get up and down. Great job. Pirtle tips the outlet away, and they get out in transition. Raptors outscored yesterday, fast break points in the first half.
Simmons driving on Pirtle, throws it up off glass. A wild one, no good, picked up by Quickley. And Quickley ahead to Barnes on the baseline to Grady. In the corner to Ochai. On the sideline to Quickley, who came in, missed the 3. Battling for the rebound is Pirtle. Fresh 14 for the Raptors. Now he turns, fires, soft baby hook over Ben Simmons. Raptors lead 4-0.
I love the way Pirtle got the rebound and just kind of assessed the situation, then realized, oh, I've got a guy that I can take. Let me take him.
Simmons has it out on the far side. On the perimeter, whips it over near side to Clowney. Now gives it up to Johnson. Johnson steps back into a 3 ball. It's good. Brooklyn on the board, but they trail 4-3.
Tough shot by Keon Johnson again. Those are the ones, if you're Toronto, you got to guard the 3 that way.
Quickley has it for the Raptors straight away. Backs out on the perimeter. On the near side now, it's Ochai. Back over to Quickley, right to left, free for a 3. Immanuel left that one short off the front of the rim. Rebound to the Nets. Claxton gave it up to Simmons across center. Simmons on the near side, driving into the painted area. Floated another one up, thought there was a lot of contact, didn't get a call, and the Raptors come away with the ball. Take it and run if you're a Raptor fan, as Grady Dick was thinking the right idea, but not reading the same mail was Jakob Pirtle, and the Raptors turned it over.
He just led him too far. They did a great job executing the dribble handoff. They both jumped out at Grady. he's got to be a little more patient with the execution.
And he split the defenders with the pass, but threw it about 5 feet too far for Yak to get to it, and it was real low as well. Raptors with the miscue, their first turnover, and Brooklyn takes advantage on the other end as Johnson knocks down the 3 ball to put Brooklyn up 6-4.
That guy has really been terrific for them all year.
That was Cam Johnson, not Keon Johnson, as the Raptors just turned it over again. Brooklyn coming back the other way, gets a deuce and a quick 8-4 lead.
They read the dribble handoff. Ben Simmons just jumped in the way like he was getting the ball.
Quickly to Pirtle, to a cutting Grady Dick, and that one was blocked right at the rim. It's a goaltend going against Cam Johnson. Credit the bucket to Grady, and the Raptors trail 8-6.
Well, credit the read to Grady as well. He was coming out for the split above the break, above the arc, and it was cut off, and he immediately went back door. Great chemistry with Pirtle to find him.
Simmons across center. Gave it up to Claxton, who hands to Cam Johnson, and another 3 ball from the wing far side is clean.
Momentary hesitation.
Barely.
Momentary hesitation on the defense. That's what left Cam Johnson
I thought
open.
you meant on his shot.
No.
He turned and fired that thing in a hurry.
He knew that he was only going to have a split second.
Quickly, near sideline, hoisted the 3, missed the shot, ended up on his wallet, no call. Brooklyn with the rebound. Nets leading 11-6. Driving far side, Johnson stops, turns into the corner, and hands it off to Clowney, who now gives it up to Claxton straight away. On the near sideline now, it's Simmons. Hands off to Keon Johnson. Into the lane, stops on a dime. Ochai got a hand in there, reefed the ball away, and here come the Raptors off the Brooklyn turnover. Driving far side, Grady Dick to the tin. His layup rolled off the rim. The putback for Ochai, no good. And Brooklyn comes away with numbers down the floor. They've got a 4-on-3. 3 ball far side, no good. Tracked down on a long rebound by Scotty Barnes, ahead to Quickly. Over to Grady, wide open triple, near side, knocks it down. Raptors trail 11-9.
Well, Jordi Fernandez talked about how fast the Raptors want to play. Already 5 of their 9 fast break points.
Barnes went for the steal. Simmons got away from it, got into the paint, turns around, fires back out on the perimeter to Keon Johnson, missed the 3 ball, and Barnes grabs the rebound. Quickly ahead to Ochai, pull up, long 2 is good, and we're tied at 11s.
Again, there's Toronto playing with the space, pace, and speed that they like to.
Ochai had about 2 inches over the line there. I think he wanted the 3, but unfortunately it was a long deuce. Brooklyn trying to answer back on the other end, can't do so, but we got a push in the back going against the Raptors, and it's going to stay with Brooklyn with 7:04 to go in the opening frame, and again we're tied at 11.
Pirtle had position. He lost it and had to resort to a little bit of a push in the back to get the rebound, and referee Curtis Blair right there.
First foul of the game for the Raptors, first foul of the game for either team for that matter. As Jalen Wilson now comes into the ball game for the Nets, sitting down is Keon Johnson. Brooklyn with 9 on the shot clock. Clowney gave it up to Claxton, over on the far side to Simmons, got to the free throw line, went left, turns back right, wild floater I suppose, little hook shot, no good for Simmons.
Why would you ever bite on a shot fake from Ben Simmons?
Raptors back the other way, and a lob pass from Scotty Barnes intended for Ochai as a lob alley-oop goes in the hoop on a 3 ball, unintentional, and the Raptors lead 14-11. Wow. And back the other way, Brooklyn executes on an alley-oop, and Darko takes a timeout.
I think he's going to talk about the screen and roll defense. The last 3 to 4 times they've been victimized in terms of leaving guys open, not having their communication down, and that's just that slight hesitation is going to give the offense an opportunity to get something going, and Brooklyn has done that.
6:23 to go in the opening quarter. The Raptors lead 14-13 on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey Raptor fans, What would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050wraps.com for your tickets today.
The Subaru from your icy tent and bask in 4 to 6 hours of sunlight. Enjoy the unmistakable smell of campfire through the glacial wind pummeling your face. Relax by the water, taking in the soothing sounds of thick ice cracking and popping. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
Are you ready to unbox a great deal? Like the colder temperature, our Boxing Week promotions are here at Energy Power Sports. Hi, I'm Jean-Luc Lemire. Boxing Week deals are on our entire new and pre-owned inventory. Choose your promotions on Ski-Doo or Link snowmobiles for up to $3,000 off, or choose financing as low as 0% on remaining 2024 or 2025 models. The choice is yours, and the savings are big. Visit us at Energy Power Sports in Oakville today for your Boxing Week deals.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Back at Scotiabank Arena, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. First quarter, 6:23 to play. Raptors leading the Nets 14-13. And certainly thus far, Jonesy, a much better start than what we've seen of late from the Raptors.
They've stuck to their personality. 7 of their 14 points of the fast break variety. And moving the ball better. 6 field goals, 4 assists. Out rebounding Brooklyn 8-4. That's the Toronto personality. Points in the paint, 6 of them. So they're kind of getting back to who they are.
Raptors with the ball out of the timeout as Jamal Shed comes into the ball game. Emmanuel quickly sits down. 0 of 3 in 6 minutes with 2 assists and a rebound to start the game. And the Raptors come up empty on that trip out of that timeout, as the shot was no good for Ochai from about 12 feet. Raptors still leading by 1. Brooklyn looking for the lead right here. Ben Simmons holding the ball above the arc, far side, whips it cross court, right to left, over to Wilson. 3 ball is good. Brooklyn jumps on top, 16-14.
Again, a catch and shoot. You got to be aware.
4 of 7 from distance for Brooklyn. 4 triples of their 6 field goals made. And on the other end, Simmons picks up the foul. Got a little too handsy with Grady Dick. It'll be Raptor ball, sideline out of bounds. 18 on the shot clock. It's the first foul on the Nets as Barnes gets set to inbound. Looking for somebody, taking a long time and too long. 5-second violation, turnover Raptors. Wow.
Well, part of that's on Scotty, but the other part of it is guys have to cut hard. You can't lollygag through and halfway your way through the inbound stuff. If you run inbound stuff properly, you're good for 2 or 3 baskets a game with hard cuts.
5:40 to go, opening quarter. Brooklyn leading by 2. Clowney's got it. 1 foot inside the arc, out on the far side, hands off to Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson driving toward the baseline, give it up to Claxton in the lane, and he got rid of it in a hurry and went off glass and in. Brooklyn by 4.
Well, great spacing there by Nick Claxton. Baseline drive, present yourself at the dotted line.
Shed. Backdoor cut Ochai, but that pass picked off from Shed, and the Nets come the other way. Simmons, wild pass off the backboard as he was trying to find Claxton cutting along the baseline.
Well, Raptors got lucky. Shed, that's a high-risk pass.
Barnes turns, fires on the fade, knocks down the jumper from about 18 feet far corner, and the Raptors pull within 2.
That's where you can cut down on turnovers. I know it leads to a basket by Jamal Shed, but you can't risk that.
18-16. Cam Johnson missing for the Nets just below the far elbow. And the Raptors grab the rebound across center. Shed driving toward the tin. And that should be a goaltend. That should 100% be a goaltend. He was fouled first.
Yeah, they got it.
And they did get the bucket.
It hit the backboard. It's interesting, though, because Curtis Blair asked Nate Green, was that on the way up? You can block a ball off the backboard if it's still on the way up. But generally, at this level, when a guy's going off glass, it's above the level of the rim and not going up. It's coming down. So
Shedd's bucket ties the game, Jonesy. It's 18 apiece, and now a free throw has a chance to give the Raptors the lead as D'Angelo Russell has checked in for the Brooklyn Nets, acquired from the Lakers on Sunday, averaging about 12.5 points and just under 5 assists with the Lakers, now in his second tour of duty with Brooklyn. And Russell brings it across center right now and promptly turns the ball over. He was looking for Day'Ron Sharpe, who just checked in alongside Russell, and the two of them weren't reading the same mail, and that ball squirts out of bounds onto the baseline, and the Raptors get it off the third Brooklyn turnover. Toronto and Brooklyn tied at 18 apiece after Shed couldn't make good on that free throw. Jumper, baseline far side, no good for Scotty Barnes. Missed it from about 18 feet. And back we go the other way. Brooklyn with a chance to grab the lead. Wilson free, up top, straight away, 3-ball. No good, down low, high for the rebound. Chris Boucher. And he will bring it across center on the near side, looking to hand it off, and he does. He gives it up to Shed. Jamal Shed now at the logo at center. Shot clock down to 12 as he goes around a Pirtle screen.
No.
And they're going to call an illegal screen, allegedly moving, as Jonesy saying, no, doesn't like it.
Absolutely not. He was pushed into him. Day'Ron Sharpe pushed Jakob Pirtle 3 times on that play. Day'Ron Sharpe pushed Jakob Pirtle 3 times on that play, and the last one resulted in the illegal screen.
Well, Darko Rajakovic right away called for timeout. And the officials are going to have a look at it right now. We just need to have Jonesy wired in because he anytime something goes wrong, JR, it's just, no!
I'm sorry, I got my coaching ad on here, Eric. When I'm sitting with you, as in my role as an analyst.
I'm joking with you.
No,
I don't mind.
I'm serious.
Been working long enough. I don't mind.
That's how I watch the game. I watch it as a coach. The play they were running was a mid-screen and roll high, and it was the option to either use the screen or give it to Pirtle for a split.
Yep.
When he went from near side to far side, right to left, there was a push. So he couldn't use it, and he couldn't make the pass. And then he came back the other way, and there was another push, and that's when it happened.
Well, and right away, Jakob Pirtle was vehemently disagreeing with it as well, essentially saying what you just did to the officials. I don't know why they're taking this long. Curtis Blair, Nate Green, Matt Boland.
I'll tell you why, because they're looking to justify their call rather than make the proper call.
Headsets are coming off right now. They're having a quick chat about it. We're going to get the official word in a second.
I did see Nate Green say push. I mean,
And now they're chatting with the officials at the replay center.
See, this is where the officials on the floor, they're explaining what they saw. No, you go and stand on the other side and let the replay officials make the call. No egos involved. No emotional equity in the game.
I think the call is being overturned, and rightfully so, but we're going to make it official here in about 3 seconds. Curtis Blair is going to step back up to the microphone.
After review, the challenge will be successful. Sharpe will be charged with the foul for pushing Pirtle, so it will be a defensive foul first.
There you have it. So a successful challenge for the Raptors. Tied at 18, Nets and Raptors with 3:51 to go in the opening quarter. Raptors shooting 50% from the floor right now on 8 of 16, 2 of 6 from distance. The Nets 7 of 16, 4 of 8 from distance. Raptors with 4 turnovers, Nets with 3. And Jacoby Walter now checking into the ballgame for the Raptors out of this timeout. We'll clean up the lineups on both sides in a couple of moments as Walter will get set to inbound for Toronto just in front of us to the left of his bench. Walter gives it to Shed. Shed on the logo, spins away from D'Angelo Russell, got into the lane, fires it into the far corner. Davion Mitchell missed the 3. The tip for Pirtle, no good. And the Raptors come away empty as Sharpe picks up the rebound and fires ahead to Keon Johnson to Russell. Back to Sharp. Over on the far side now, it's Wilson. Russell comes up to get the ball, then pulls up for a triple right in the face of Pirtle, who was right there, and Russell knocked it down nevertheless.
That's what he does. He's a really good three-point shooter and not afraid at all.
And he just picked Shed's pocket on the perimeter, goes down the floor, floats it up and in, got the layup to go. 5 straight for Russell, and a quick 5-point Brooklyn lead. Here comes Walter for the Raptors. Brought it into the lane, then brings it back out onto the perimeter, near side. Finds Pirtle, below the near elbow. Bobbled it, got it back, finds Walter. Shot clock at 10. Walter kind of helter-skelter right now. It's like he's playing out of his shoes. Slow down a little bit. And a foul comes in against Brooklyn.
Need more ball movement. You shouldn't be trying to, unless you are elite or unless you have an advantage, you shouldn't be trying to break a guy down like that. Move the ball, move the defense. Once they are bent out of shape, then you can attack.
Davion Mitchell inbounding now for the Raptors on the near sideline. Toronto again having issues getting it in as Mitchell finally gets it to Olynyk. 2:47 to go. Olynyk lost the handle, but it's picked up by Walter on the perimeter far side. He finds Boucher. A contested three goes down. Wow, that thing scraped the ceiling, and Boucher got it to go.
Had no choice but to get rid of it.
Tyrese Martin was right up in his face, and Boucher knocked it down nevertheless. Raptors trailing by 2. And another deuce goes down for Brooklyn.
Sharp's big and strong in there, and he's kind of a classic old school big guy with a little bit of stretch ability.
Jacoby Walter answers back with a 3. Jonesy from straight away. The north side triple is good, 25-24.
Big difference when you're coming off a screen and the ball's moving.
And now on the other end, we got a foul. That one's going to go against Davion Mitchell. He's trying to get under the chin of D'Angelo Russell and pester him. Jamal Shedd's going to check out of the ball game right now, and Emmanuel Quickley will come back in. Again, Quickley under a minute restriction, played the opening 6, sat down for the last 4, and now he's back in there for the final 2 minutes of this opening frame. Quickley now will pick up Keon Johnson. Sharp has it on the perimeter, hands off to Russell. Russell with a slight up fake, and then they catch Davion with a reach and a second foul on Mitchell in about 10 seconds.
Oh, that's a good, the foul was a good call on the foul. But again, I go back to what's happening in the screening action to allow a guy to get that free.
1:57 to go in this first quarter. Brooklyn leading by 1. Sharp gave it up to Russell on the perimeter. Sharp then sets the screen. Russell gets to the free throw line, felt the contact, and gets called. And now Davion Mitchell pointing at Matt Boland. He took it as a taunt. Boland just teed him up. And Davion Mitchell, one of the best defenders in the league, just picked up 3 fouls in a matter of less than 60 seconds. And hence his frustration. He felt that he didn't touch D'Angelo Russell and that Russell threw himself backwards into Davion to draw that contact. And Davion basically saying, you fell for it, Matt.
Well, I'm going to say this. We get on the referees' meetings every September, every fall, and they talk about things that they're going to crack down on, like non-basketball plays, unusual launch angles, all of these things. And then once it starts, it's like they have selective amnesia. And D'Angelo Russell is one of those guys. He's one of those guys. He's really good with the deception, selling.
Russell at the free throw line knocked down the first one. The second one goes down as well. And that increases the lead to 4 for Brooklyn as it turned into a 3-point trip. Wilson hit the technical free throw, and then Russell made both on the foul from Davion Mitchell. Already 7 points in 3 minutes for D'Angelo Russell, and the Raptors just turned the ball over. Back the other way come the Nets. They work it down low under the 10. 4 Raptor players in the lane. Brooklyn gets the ball out into the far corner, and a 3-ball goes down for Keon Johnson, and the Brooklyn lead is 7.
I didn't like the last offensive sequence. Scotty had a smaller player, was going inside. and they tried to force it to quickly with bad spacing.
It's 31-24 as Boucher gets into the lane, goes into the corner to quickly. To Barnes. Backdoor cut was Boucher in the back door, but he bobbled the pass, turned it over, and the Raptors have coughed it up 7 times. Brooklyn already with 12 points off turnovers, looking for more right here, but Sharp can't take advantage on a wide-open three. 31-24, Barnes in the lane. Out on the perimeter to Olynyk. Game clock down to 40 seconds, shot clock at 15. Kelly holding the ball, now hands it off to Quickly, who came back to get the ball. Emmanuel driving toward the paint, fires far corner to Chris Boucher, air ball on a three. Sharp with the rebound, hands ahead, and Brooklyn storms down the floor, and a little give and go is good as Martin gave it to Russell, right back to Martin, who lays it in, and Brooklyn leads by 9.
Well, there's my issue with bad three-point shots. It turns into the first pass on the outlet for the other team, and you got to haul your butt back there and not soft shoe it back, shuffle back in your bedroom slippers.
Quickly trying to drive into the paint, stops on a dime at the near elbow, knocks down the jumper with 5.5 seconds left in the quarter. That breaks an 8-0 run for the Nets. Brooklyn still leads by 7. Plenty of time to get one off here. Again, 5.5 seconds. D'Angelo Russell gets across center, gives up the pass on the wing far side. The heave at the buzzer would have counted, but the shot no good for Wilson. And Jalen Wilson comes up empty, but his Nets head to the second frame with a 7-point lead.
Well, Nets doing a good job shooting the ball well at over 52%. Toronto's shooting it well too, but turnovers, 12-2 points off turnovers for Brooklyn. And again, I go back to the high school style, high risk passes that the Raptors are making that are resulting in turnovers.
33-26, Brooklyn on top. Second quarter comes next on Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
The 2025 Honda Civic Hybrid is here, and it may sound too good to be true. With a 2-liter 4-cylinder backed by 2 electric motors, giving a combined 200 horsepower, it's our most powerful and fuel-efficient Civic ever. Plus, with an estimated range of over 800 kilometers and available features like a Bose premium sound system, your crew will love it too. Huh, maybe it should be called the Civic 2.0. Redefine your drive with the 2025 Civic Hybrid. Visit your Ontario Honda dealer and test drive yours today.
Nobody likes January, so limber up and get on down to St. Louis Bar and Grill for all-you-can-eat boneless chicken for only $19.99. When your great Uncle Leo sent you that card with a 20 in it, you may have been wondering, what am I going to do with $20? Well, sport, I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to eat a lot of chicken. Ooh-wee! Because for a limited time, there's also no tax. For just $19.99, you can go to town on all the boneless you can handle.
All you can eat boneless for only $19.99. Only at St. Louis Bar and Grill. Dine in only. You are welcome.
It's your business. You built it yourself. Let Rogers Sports and Media help to make it grow. There's now an easy way to get your business on the air with our radio station or our entire audio network. It's called Rogers Sports and Media Ad Manager. Designed for businesses of all sizes, RSM Ad Manager is self-serve and simple. Get a $250 ad credit to get started, and your audio can be produced at no extra cost. Visit grow.rogersportsandmedia.com for details.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Back at Scotiabank Arena, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Happy New Year, everybody. As the Raptors trail by 7 at the end of the opening frame, we get set to start this second quarter. It's Scotty Barnes, Kelly Olynyk, Jacoby Walter, Emmanuel Quickly, and Grady Dick on the floor for T.O. On the other side, for the Nets, Clowney, Claxton, Wilson, Russell, and Martin. It'll be Russell to bring it across center for the Brooklyn Nets. Again, a 7-point lead. Both teams shooting 50+%. And going for a steal at center court was Emmanuel Quickly, and they're going to call a loose ball foul as official Nate Green says that Quickly kind of held onto Russell's hip and tried to come over his back. And that's going to be a first foul for Emmanuel Quickly. Wilson inbounding on the near side, and his pass is stolen by Grady Dick, and he saves it as he's falling out of bounds. That pushes Toronto down the floor quickly to Olynyk. Frozen rope on a triple right in front of his own bench. Raptors have cut it to 4.
Well, that's how you get your threes in transition. Make the steal, play offense from your defense.
Claxton has it right now. Straight away, above the arc. Over on the far side now. Gave it up to Martin, who gets in the lane, lobs it up, and finishing on the alley-oop with the dunk is Claxton. A little two-man game right there. Lead is 6, 35-29. Brooklyn on top. Quickly to Barnes, far sideline. Thought about the three, then stops. Brings it back toward the perimeter now on the near side. Trying to give it up to Grady, who cuts to the 10. Grady had to contort midair, missed the shot, got hammered, no call. Brooklyn picks up the ball. Grady frustrated with the whistle, or lack thereof right there. Step back triple. Russell missed that one. Walter tracks it down for Toronto. He'll bring it across center. Over on the far side to Quickly. Down on the left block to Scotty Barnes, who catches and finishes all in one motion.
I like that. I like that type of basketball. Two quick hit-aheads, and all of a sudden you get a layup from Scotty Barnes.
And the Raptors again cut it to 4. Russell around a screen set high by Claxton. Got to the 10. Left-hand scoop is good. Brooklyn again by 6. 37-31. Quickly got into the painted area, threw up the shot, and it hit the side of the rim and rolled off the rim a little bit there. Not a great angle, I guess, Jonesy. And Brooklyn converts quickly on the other end, and Darko wants a timeout after the layup from Claxton gives Brooklyn an 8-point lead, one off their game high. 39-31, less than 2 minutes into the second quarter. Brooklyn leads by 8 on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
At Tangerine, we're fans of fans who are invested in the game. Like Mary, who stands 5 inches away from her 55-inch flat-screen TV and yells at it even though she knows no one on the TV can hear a word she's saying. Is it effective? There's no evidence. Do we support her? Yeah. Screaming at the TV for all 4 quarters. That's how Mary fans. And we're fans of Mary. This is how we fan. Tangerine, the
money or more vacation. Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Ontario is building up our nursing workforce. Since 2018, nearly 100,000 new nurses have registered to work in Ontario. Last year, we added a record of over 18,000 new nurses with another 30,000 nursing students in school. We're investing millions in new programs that pay for nurses' education and breaking down barriers so they can get to work sooner. Learn more at ontario.ca/yourhealth. Paid for by the Government of Ontario.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Raptors trailing the Nets 39-31 with 10:08 to go in the first half. Daniele Franceschi with the halftime show tonight. And Jonesy, we saw a better start for the Raptors, but they haven't been able to sustain it here early second quarter, falling down by 8, still allowing the Nets to shoot 56% from the floor. And as we seem to talk about on a game-to-game basis, the turnovers hurting Toronto yet again, as the Raptors have given up 12 points off 7 turnovers.
They're just devastating because live ball turnovers, they're so hard to defend because you've usually got broken floor or disadvantaged situations.
Quickly across center to Scotty Barnes in the heart of the lane, and he slow steps around Claxton to lay it in, and the Raptors cut it to 6.
That's how you attack. The Nets came out in a 2-2-1 passive pressure to try and slow Toronto down back to a zone, and they didn't compress the zone quick enough.
Claxton for Brooklyn straight away. Hurdle in front of him. Russell comes back to get the ball. Quickly fighting through the screen. They go in the near corner to Wilson. Wilson trying to work against Grady Dick. Got into the paint. Turns, fires. Right-hand scoop, no good. Rolled off the rim, picked up by the Raptors quickly. Ahead to Grady, came down the floor, finished with a left hand on the left side. Raptors again got down the floor in a hurry.
That's the way you do it. That's the way you do it. You don't have to grind your offense, worry about decision-making in the half court, especially when you get fast break stuff.
Russell over to Wilson. Wilson drives toward the painted area, goes back on the perimeter to Clowney to Russell. Russell straight away covered by Scotty. Crossed him over, swings the pass over, far wing, triple, no good. Clowney missed it, and crashing back to the boards to grab it was Scotty Barnes, who brings it across center. Barnes trying to work now on Martin.
Oh, yeah.
Gets to the free throw line. Turns, fires, rim glass and in. The bucket is good for Scotty.
As soon as he looked up and saw a guy a head smaller, oh, yeah. Just go to work.
Claxton hands it to Russell. Raptors have cut it to 2. 8:35 to go, second quarter. Ochai fighting through the screen, stays with Russell as he fires the pass over in the far corner. Clowney missed the jumper but tracked down his own miss. Fresh 14 for the Nets. On the wing near side, it's Martin. Into the corner to Russell in front of his own bench. Elevates over Grady. 3-ball is good for D'Angelo Russell.
Shake his hand. Great closeout by Grady. Was right on him.
And then Barnes catches the home run pass on the other end as quickly lobbed it to him behind the Brooklyn D.
The Carmelo Anthony long post up.
Grady just took the ball away from Claxton. A nice script. Comes down the floor. Lobs it up to Ochai, who blows the dunk. And the Raptors come up empty. Tough break for T.O. They could have pulled within 1, but Russell just missed a triple, and Toronto dodges that bullet. 42-39, Toronto trailing by 3. Barnes tried to dribble behind his back, lost the handle, an unforced turnover, and it nets, no pun intended, a Brooklyn bucket as they take a 5-point lead.
What did I just say about live ball turnovers?
Yep.
At the top, with the rest of your team on the baseline, they're just next to impossible to stop.
Raptors trailing by 5 now. Quickly in the lane, takes contact, heard the whistle, threw it up, and he got the gift off glass and a free throw coming on the and one opportunity.
Nice job by IQ, getting into the lane, keeping the defender behind him, and not kind of jumping back, but taking the contact, moving forward, and a chance for a old-time three-point play.
So quickly in his return to the lineup, starting to put together a pretty solid ball game overall with 7 assists in 12 minutes of action. He's got 4 points and a rebound, looking for point number 5 right here, which would pull the Raptors within 2. It's 44-41, Brooklyn leading with 7:22 to go here in the second quarter. Quickly at the stripe, dips, fires, knocks it down, and the Raptors do indeed trail by 2. It's 44-42. Ben Simmons will bring it across center for Brooklyn. Simmons in the ballgame, scoreless on 0 of 3. Nets work the ball around the perimeter as Simmons had it back in his hands, gave it to Wilson, drove to the tin, snuffed out by Jakob Poeltl with the first block of the game for the Raptors, and Brooklyn will keep it with 9 on the shot clock. Jamal Shedd's going to come back in. Quickly will sit down again. 5 points, 7 assists in 12 minutes. A great return thus far for Emmanuel. Fires back out on the perimeter to Cam Johnson. He drives into the paint, and his shot was blocked by Ochai Agbaji. And then a late whistle from the official on a shot clock violation kills a Raptor fast break.
It's too bad because it would have been a pretty good fast break opportunity, but I guess if nobody has the ball when the shot clock goes off, you gotta.
I thought Toronto had the ball, but
yeah, imminent possession, I guess, right?
44-42, Raptors could tie or take the lead right here. Raptors shooting 55%. Walter near sideline. 3-ball is good, and the Raptors have fought back to take a 1-point lead.
Really good job. Good ball movement. Great use of the cross-court skip pass.
A 14-5 run. Simmons in the lane, runs into Walter, then throws up another wild hook shot that goes off the rim and comes up empty. He still does not look comfortable when he's driving.
I just think
Walter with a 3 missed it.
Those are shots that he takes in his workouts, and they're kind of, I might use this in a game.
Wow, nice finish on the other end by Clowney, who split defenders, did a pirouette, and finished with the layup. But I hear you on Ben Simmons, Jonesy. Nets have jumped back on top by 1, and now we've got a blocking foul on the other end defensively going against Ben Simmons, the man we were just talking about. That'll be his second foul of the game. Jonesy, I'm not trying to rag on the guy, but it is wild to think about where he was as an all-star caliber player. Not all-star caliber, he was an all-star.
Well,
and to see where he's at now.
His game has just not changed. He was an all-star doing this. Not taking jump shots, defending, pushing the ball, but he was also playing with Joel Embiid and Jimmy Butler, right? And now they need more from him with this group. And you're right, his game has not changed, and it's crazy to think that you can be an all-star playing that way, yeah, if you have the right people.
Shed drives in the paint, tried to fire a pass out on the perimeter far side. It was deflected away by Clowney. Intended for Ochai. Raptors will get the ball with 6 on the shot clock.
Guy's been in the league 7 years and doesn't have a jump shot. Doesn't want to take a jump shot.
Oh, you're right about that. 5:46 to go, and a great execution on the inbound as Shed found Walter, and guess who he just abused?
Well, but what did I say about running your inbounds properly and cutting hard? You get 3 to 4 baskets a game. You go from a 5-second count on one side to a basket on the other.
47-46. Raptors jump back on top as we play a little ping pong, a little seesaw action here. And a very quick trigger by the official on a jump ball will benefit for the Raptors. Take it and run if you're a Toronto fan, as Kelly Olynyk did a great job getting his hands in there on a driving Clowney. But man, he had that ball for about a half a second when Matt Bolan blew the whistle for the jump.
That was like grade 4 biddy ball. As soon as there's 4 hands on it, blow the whistle. We don't want anybody to get hurt. At which point I've taught my kids, put 2 hands on it, put your foot down, and flip that guy over.
Well, the Raptors come away with the ball after the jump. Shed, Grady Dick, 3 ball is good. Raptors lead by 4, and Brooklyn calls the timeout.
Jordi Fernandez really not happy.
He thought there was a foul when the ball was loose after the jump. He couldn't believe that none of the officials blew the whistle, but the Raptors will take it as Toronto now leads by 4, their largest lead of the game.
I love the fight that Toronto's showing right now. And what do you know? Cut down on the turnovers, actually get shots at the bucket, and things change.
50-46, Toronto leading with 5:14 to go until half on Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Ah, at last, the Subaru winter is here. It's the perfect weather for the beach. Feel the sun's rays on the small amount of skin peeking out of your ski mask. Put on your beach puffer and hear the sound of the waves crashing over the chatter of your teeth. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
Warm up your winter with incredible vacation deals with redtag.ca. Escape the cold now and save up to 65% on thousands of getaways to sunny destinations like Cancun, Punta Cana, Jamaica, Aruba, and more. Say goodbye to winter blues and hello to paradise with redtag.ca. Don't wait, these savings won't last. Sunshine is calling. Book today at redtag.ca or call 1-866-5REDTAG. Certain conditions apply.
With redtag.ca.
Travel made easy.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back to Scotiabank Arena. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 5:14 to go until half. Raptors, once down 9, have come back to take a 4-point lead, 50-46, shooting 57% from the floor.
Doing a great job, making shots, and all of a sudden Brooklyn shooting percentage diving. It was up over 53% at the last break when the score was 39-31 after that timeout by Darko. Brooklyn was 15 of 27. They're 3 for their last 10, and the Raptors seem to be energized.
Brooklyn with the ball out of the timeout as Ben Simmons brings it across center. He's on the near side, covered by Jacoby Walter. Simmons flicks it back to Cam Johnson. Gives it back to Simmons on the near side, back to Johnson in the near corner. Double team, missed the shot, and a late whistle will come in on a foul against Toronto. They're going to get it against Ochai, and they're going to send Cam Johnson to the free throw line for 3.
Darko not happy about Ochai's closeout. It was coming right down on Cam Johnson's shooting side. Meaning there was already a guy in front of him contesting the shot in Jacoby Walter.
And Johnson at the free throw line. 2 of 2, 8 points in the ball game, as he awaits a third one coming right here. And that one clean as well. Brooklyn pulls within 1 at 50-49. Across center, near sideline, Jamal Shed. Picked up by D'Angelo Russell, goes cross court over on the far side to Olynyk to Grady Dick. Grady now hands off to Jacoby Walter, trying to drive far side, got down near the block, cut off, gives it to Shed. Shot clock down to 5 as Shed gets in lane, turns, fires, elevates with the jumper over D'Angelo Russell.
Leave it to your point guard to try and beat somebody off the dribble. That's the guy that does it.
And Brooklyn trying to answer back on the other end, and they do, getting into the heart of the lane and laying it up and in is Wilson.
Yeah, soft there on the ball. Not very good defense on the ball. Straight line drive.
Grady Dick triple, trying to answer back with a 3, can't do so from the near side. Brooklyn with the rebound. And they quickly convert, getting down the floor in a hurry. Layup is good, and 1. Johnson with a 3-point opportunity as Brooklyn has gone on top by 1.
I got the soapbox out.
All right, go for it.
Ben Simmons caught the ball, took 2 shuffle steps, and then 2 more dribbles and delivered the ball to a guy cutting on the wing for a layup. If you call that travel, the basket does not result. And again, I'm going to go back to the NBA, picking at the fabric of the fundamental part of the game. Like, that basket is a direct result of not calling a travel, and the guy who walked having the ability, getting an advantage to make the pass.
And Brooklyn, after falling down by 4, has battled back to take a 2-point lead at 54-52. Scotty Barnes lobs it down low to Jakob Poeltl. Caught the pass, comes down, calmly lays it in. Patience there from Poeltl. We're locked at 54. Simmons across center. He's got 5 assists in the ball game. A couple of rebounds. He is still scoreless. Barnes on his hip. Simmons lost the ball, and they're going to say Scotty actually knocked it away, so it's off Toronto. It'll stay with Brooklyn, 11 on the shot clock with 3:42 to go until half.
I like Scotty's ball pressure on Ben Simmons, but again, remember, he's a guy that's looking to go by you because he's not going to pull up.
Brooklyn gets it in. Right now it's in the hands of Keon Johnson. He finds Claxton, who misses a 3-ball. Barnes with the rebound.
What a terrible shot.
Yep.
What a terrible shot.
Quickly down the floor, weaving through traffic. Left-hand scoop, no good. Tip from Poeltl, no good. And out of the back door on the baseline, they're going to say that Quickly touched it, not Keon Johnson. It looked like Keon Johnson was getting ready to hand the ball back to the official, thinking that he knew it was Toronto ball. And Curtis Blair said, no, it's actually Brooklyn ball. So the Nets get it. Tied at 54. In the near corner, Keon in front of his own bench buries a 3, and Brooklyn leads by 3.
Again, there's good side-to-side movement by Brooklyn, going high right to low left on the cross-court pass.
Barnes to Poeltl. Out on the far side above the arc. Poeltl holding the ball for a second now, puts it on the floor and hands off to Quickly. freed himself briefly, but Claxton jumped out, so Quickly fires it over to Walter. In the lane, out to Quickly, near side. 3-ball is good for Emmanuel Quickly. Raptors punch back to tie it at 57.
Good patience, good ball movement. Jacoby Walter turning down a tough shot to make a better play for Emmanuel Quickly.
Simmons at center finds Cam Johnson. Far elbow, jumper, elevates, no good. Raptors get the rebound.
And they dodge a bullet.
Barnes lobs it to Pirtle. Double teamed in the lane. That's going to be a foul as Keon Johnson came over the back and got a little too handsy and aggressive with Jakob Pirtle. And they're actually going to give it to Cam Johnson, not Keon Johnson.
It looked like
take your pick.
Pirtle had him posted up pretty good.
Quickly will inbound for the Raptors. They get it to Pirtle out towards center court. Yak goes over toward the far side, right to left to Scotty Barnes. Barnes now driving on the near side, stops at the elbow, goes back out on the far wing to Grady. Now Grady Dick drives, stops on a dime, gives it up to Pirtle on the baseline. His push shot from about 14 feet went halfway down and popped out. Tough break for Yak. Still tied at 57, under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Simmons trying to shake free from Barnes. Got to the far elbow. Ball picked up there by Claxton, now to Keon Johnson. Johnson got into the paint, the running floater, no good. Down low, looked like Pirtle got hands on it, but it was knocked away by Brooklyn. It'll be Toronto ball on the baseline with 1:46 to go.
Nice job. Scotty Barnes his defensive intensity and aggressiveness on Ben Simmons is really, really good. Making him work, but containing him at the same time. Like I said, Ben Simmons wants to go by you. He's not going to pull up and shoot it. So you put enough pressure so he doesn't have an easy pass, but not enough to give him an alley to go past you.
Driving, bumped, bucket, and one. Emmanuel Quickly is doing it all right now, folks. 10 points, 7 assists in 15 minutes in his return to action as he gives the Raptors the lead and he heads to the stripe for one more.
Jordy Fernandez talking to Matt Boland, saying, what's the difference? He said, I'm okay with that call. It was a foul. I'm okay with that call. But what happened with my guy at the other end? Diplomatically working it.
1:36 to go here in the first half, as the Raptors now lead 60-57 on the free throw from Emmanuel Quickly.
No RJ Barrett, but we're really getting a glimpse of what it might look like when you're healthy.
1:25 to go in the first half. Russell around a screen, got toward the elbow near side, keeps the dribble alive, gets to the far elbow, and elevates on a jumper and got it to go over the outstretched arm of Emmanuel Quickly.
Really tough shot. Wanted to foul. I didn't think there was one.
How about Russell with 16 off the bench? Scotty Barnes back for the Raptors. His jumper near side rattled around two rims and popped out, missing from about 7-8 feet. Brooklyn now with the ball could take the lead, and they get the bucket. Looked like it might have been a travel. They call the foul on Jakob Pirtle. Credit it to Claxton, who gets the and one, as Brooklyn leads by one, and they could extend it to 2 on the free throw.
My mentor coach often told me, ref's not going to change a call, but you need to talk to him and work to try and get the next one. That's exactly what happened there. Jordy Fernandez saying, I'm okay with the call, but what happened at this end? That was the same call that Quickly got about a minute and a half ago. Look, Jordy's been around the block working with the likes of Michael Malone, Mike Brown. He knows what's going on.
62-60. Brooklyn has now jumped back on top as we seesaw here in the final couple of minutes of the first half. Quickly trying to work with a Pirtle screen, now gives it up to Ochai. Cross court left to right to Barnes, back over to Ochai, driving on the far side to the tin. Scoops an underhand pass to Grady Dick in the near corner, knocks down the triple. Great ball movement again by the Raptors.
Abaji with a great penetrating dribble.
Grady tonight with 13 points. Air ball for D'Angelo Russell, a rare one as he has played fantastically in this first half. 6 of 9 for 16 points. But a key miss right there as it gives the Raptors the ball with a 1-point lead, a chance to increase the lead here before we get to half. Raptors will have to give it up with about an 8-second differential. Shot clock, game clock. Across center comes Scotty Barnes. He's got 13 to go along with 8 rebounds in this first half. He's on the logo at center, trying to shake free from Clowney. On a switch now picked up by Russell. Scotty bumped, screaming, handing it off on a pass to a cutting Pirtle on the baseline, who dunks it down. Raptors lead by 3. Last shot time for the Nets. Russell has it in his hands. Gives it up to Cam Johnson. Turns, fires, and a very, very late whistle.
They're going to get the foul on the floor by Grady.
Jonesy, Toronto has scored 39 points in this second quarter. It doesn't seem like it. They've played well, but I wouldn't have thought that they'd be knocking on the door of a 40-point quarter.
Well, when you have only 1 turnover in the quarter, you'll actually get some shots at the basket.
That's a good point. So it's 2 shots, not 3 for Cam Johnson with 2.3 seconds to go in the first half. The first free throw goes down. Cam Johnson with 13 points in the first half. Brooklyn with 4 players in double figures in terms of the scoring in the first half, led by the team-high game-high 16 from D'Angelo Russell. Both Barnes and Grady Dick with 13 apiece for the Raptors.
1 turnover for 2 points in the second quarter for Toronto. What a difference.
Johnson's second free throw is good. Cam Johnson now up to 14 points. Raptors still lead by 1. Barnes with a heave from the baseline to Grady Dick. Good if it goes. And it went high off glass. No good for Grady at the buzzer.
If that was the NFL, that would have been the back shoulder throw, right? Grady was deep in the corner.
That looked like Josh Allen to Keon Coleman in the end zone.
It was short, and Grady came up and took it away from a defender who thought it was coming into his arms. Nice half by the Raptors.
1-point lead for the Raptors as we go into the break, 65-64.
They scored 71 all of yesterday.
That is pretty wild. Daniele Franceschi comes up next with Halftime Show. It's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
The 2025 Honda Civic Hybrid is here, and it may sound too good to be true. With a 2-liter 4-cylinder backed by 2 electric motors, giving a combined 200 horsepower, it's our most powerful and fuel-efficient Civic ever. Plus, with an estimated range of over 800 kilometers and available features like a Bose premium sound system, your crew will love it too. Huh, maybe it should be called the Civic 2.0. Redefine your drive with the 2025 Civic Hybrid. Visit your Ontario Honda dealer and test drive yours today.
You built your business from the ground up. Now let Rogers Sports and Media take it to new heights. Book your next radio or podcast advertising campaign with Rogers Sports and Media Ad Manager. Designed for businesses of all sizes, RSM Ad Manager is self-serve and simple to use. We'll even give you a $250 ad credit to build your first campaign today. And your audio can be produced at no extra cost. Visit grow.rogersportsandmedia.com to claim your ad credit today.
Do you get excited about Boxing Week deals? Then if it's the case, you won't want to miss our Boxing Week sale at Energy Power Sports. Hi, I'm Jean-Luc Lemire. Enjoy Boxing Week deals throughout the entire store with savings of up to 30, 40, or even 50% off non-current helmets, accessories, apparel, and riding gear from Ski-Doo, Can-Am, and Sea-Doo. Start your shopping early and save. Visit us at Energy Power Sports in Oakville today until January 2nd for your Boxing Week specials.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Driving, bump, bucket, and one. Emmanuel Quickly is doing it all right now, folks. 10 points, 7 assists in 15 minutes in his return to action as he gives the Raptors the lead and he heads to the stripe for one more.
There you have it, the voice of Eric Smith as Emmanuel Quickley back in the lineup, back on the score sheet for your Toronto Raptors. A big first half for Emmanuel Quickley in his return following an extended absence with what was more of a baseball injury, UCL. That only happens to pitchers. Nevertheless, thanks to a big half from Quickley, the Raptors holding a 1-point lead here at halftime over the Brooklyn Nets, 65-64. Welcome back into Scotiabank Arena. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm your host, Daniele Franceschi. This is our Raptors halftime show brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. Redefine your drive with the 2025 Civic Hybrid. Get performance and get in the game with the Civic Hybrid, available now at your Ontario Honda dealer. As I mentioned, the big news tonight, Emmanuel Quickley, he is back. It's his first game since November the 10th, just his fourth of the season. So he's missed the bulk of the regular season with a variety of injuries. And so far, through 2 quarters of action tonight against Brooklyn, especially with this Raptors team coming off a 54-point loss yesterday afternoon in Boston, Quickley doing his part to help stem the tide and change the fortunes of the Raptors. 11 points in that opening half on 4 of 9 shooting, 7 assists as well. Scotty Barnes and Grady Dick also in double figures for the Raptors with 13 points respectively. Boy, oh boy, Scotty Barnes, it's amazing what having a real point guard on the floor can do for an offense. You see the Raptors playing much better in transition. You see how it's sort of unlocking things on the offensive side of the ball for Scotty Barnes. That's the IQ effect, ladies and gentlemen, and he's been very good. As for the Brooklyn Nets, they also have a debut, or at least in their sense, it's an official debut, not somebody returning from injury. D'Angelo Russell making his Brooklyn Nets debut tonight here as we usher in 2025. It's his second stint with the team. He was acquired via trade from the LA Lakers over the weekend, or just a couple days ago, I should say. And he is coming off the bench tonight, but has 16 points on 6 of 9 shooting to lead the way for Brooklyn as they trail the Raptors by 1 here at recess. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, we'll take a peek at our NBA out-of-town scoreboard. 8 games in the association tonight, and we'll also dive into what to expect for the second half as the Raptors look to snap an 11-game losing streak. You're listening to Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and sportsnet.ca.
Orthotics! Footwear! Orthotics! Footwear!
Guys, enough! Kintec are experts in orthotics and footwear. It's what sets them apart. By tailoring orthotics to your shoes and shoes to your orthotics, you get comfort and support designed just for you.
Oh, so it's orthotics and footwear working together. Like peanut butter and jelly.
You got it.
Or pickles and syrup.
Is that a thing?
PB&J. Pickles and syrup!
Oh, boy.
Kintec footwear and orthotics.
What a tackle. Let's go to the sidelines.
You're in the zone today, Matt. Really on your game.
Yeah, getting more sleep, not snoring all night. What a huge difference it can make.
Problem snoring? Suffer from sleep apnea? Invest in yourself. Call Dr. Paulette Pillersdorf. She'll use her laser to help treat your snoring and oral appliance like a sports mouth guard for your sleep apnea. Your partner will thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
Book your appointment with Dr. Paulette Pillersdorf. Call 647-243-2006.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you. All of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos. Malcolm gets his accent right with Babbel's speech recognition.
Sur le point.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Right now, go to babbel.com/radio to get 60% off. That's BABBEL.com/radio for 60% off.
Check out 32 Thoughts, the podcast, brought to you by the GMC Sierra Pro Graphite. The GMC Sierra delivers power, reliability, and versatility. Canada-wide clearance is on now. Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on select 2024 GMC Sierra 1500 Pro Graphite models while supplies last. Plus, get $500 off during the holiday bonus event. On now until January 2nd. Visit gmccanada.ca or visit your local dealer today.
Hey, Chloe, guess where we're going?
Where?
Pack your bags. We leave Friday.
Wait, what? How?
Sell off vacations is how. With Sell-Off Vacations, choose between beach, cruise, or the USA.
And with up to $200 in instant savings, your happy travels can start today.
Book with your local travel expert or at
selloffvacations.com. This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back inside Scotiabank Arena. The Raptors leading the Brooklyn Nets 65-64. Happy New Year, everybody. Daniele Franceschi with you from courtside here inside Scotiabank Arena. The Raptors looking to potentially snap an 11-game losing streak tonight. They do have a lead here at the half against the Brooklyn Nets. A very, very good first half of basketball for Scotty Barnes, by the way, before we decide to check in on our out-of-town scoreboard. 13 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists for him, 6 of 8 shooting. A much-needed bounce back for Scotty Barnes, for a guy that is shooting 16%. Has shot, I should say, 16% from three-point territory over his last 6 games. It hasn't come easy for him, and I think he's benefited from having Emmanuel Quickley certainly back in the lineup and on the floor for your Toronto Raptors. Again, a quick look around the NBA. 8 games in the association tonight. The Pistons leading the Magic, currently ongoing in the third quarter. The Bulls trailing the 5-win Washington Wizards. Yes, make sure you monitor that for the tank-a-thon sort of power rankings right now. The Wizards leading the Bulls in second half action in Washington. The Pelicans, another 5-win team. They are trailing in Miami tonight by 5 at the half. The Knicks with a 10-point advantage over the Utah Jazz at the half down at MSG. And a couple games yet to tip off. Atlanta in Denver tonight and the 76ers in Sacramento to round out our New Year's Day action as we tip off 2025. I was really impressed with Grady Dick in that opening half. I think he's kind of struggled as of late, and it's been a bit of a slog at times for him, but that was a really, really encouraging start. After what was really a tepid first couple of minutes, he turned over the ball immediately on his first 2 touches, settled in really, really nicely. 13 points on 5 of 11 shooting, including 3 of 6 from beyond the arc, and that is a huge boost for the Raptors. And the turnovers. Turnovers were a huge issue in the first quarter for Toronto, not so in the second. They did a tremendous job of cutting down in that department. 8 turnovers resulting in 14 points for the Brooklyn Nets. But on the opposite side of things, the Raptors also doing a good job of feeding off the turnovers. They have 11 points off of 7 Brooklyn turnovers. And the points in the paint, we are dead even. 30 apiece right now at the half. The biggest lead for the Brooklyn Nets, 9 points in that opening 24 minutes. But it's been neck and neck. The Raptors have shown tremendous fight, and that is especially encouraging, knowing that yesterday, coming off a 54-point loss in Boston, a franchise record defeat, a 3-game stretch in which they had the most turnovers in a home game ever, the most points allowed in franchise history, and the biggest loss ever in franchise history. This team looking much better tonight with IQ back on the floor. No RJ Barrett, so that does not break the streak of having Barrett, Quickley, and Barnes on the floor together. Still haven't seen that. In fact, it's only been 14 occasions since they became teammates a year ago that we've seen them on the court together, but hopeful that that'll change in the weeks and months ahead. Eric Smith, Paul Jones, they'll be back with second half action in just a few moments. I will be back after the ball game for post-game coverage as the Raptors look to break an 11-game losing streak here tonight against the Brooklyn Nets. In the meantime, enjoy the second half, everybody. You're listening to Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and sportsnet.ca.
Well, everyone got their Christmas wish except me. Hello? Don't be like that. You got some good stuff. And look, I'm grateful, but do you see me sitting on the beach right now? Okay, well played. selloffvacations.com. Oh, up to $200 off Acapulco. Ooh, remember Acapulco? Family dinners by the ocean, building sandcastles, pure joy. Welcome to the happy I've been waiting for. Book with your local travel expert or at
selloffvacations.com. You missed the boat on Bitcoin, but financial freedom is still within reach. For a mere $19.99, you can get all-you-can-eat boneless chicken at your local St. Louis Bar and Grill. And for a limited time, there's no tax on restaurant meals and beer. Maybe treat yourself to something nice, like an extra garlic dill sauce. All-you-can-eat boneless chicken for only $19.99. Visit St. Louis Bar and Grill today. Dine in only. You are welcome.
At Newboro, we develop unique plans so people can unlock the equity in their home. Unique like this one. It's called the Aaron and Catherine Plan. Aaron was in the middle of selling his small business and wanted to pay off some debt. Truth is, big banks are not too keen on small business. So we developed a plan that was the perfect fit. Because as we see it, you're anything but small. Reach out today. We'll work side by side to unlock the equity in your home.
Use your home to get a loan with Newboro.
License 13115.
Ontario is building up our nursing workforce. Since 2018, nearly 100,000 new nurses have registered to work in Ontario. Last year, we added a record of over 18,000 new nurses, with another 30,000 nursing students in school. We're investing millions in new programs. Ontario.ca/yourhealth. Paid for by the Government of Ontario.
Are you ready to unbox a great deal? Like the colder temperature, our Boxing Week promotions are here at Energy Power Sports. Hi, I'm Jean-Luc Lemire. Boxing Week deals are on our entire new and pre-owned inventory. Choose your promotions on Ski-Doo or Link snowmobiles for up to $3,000 off, or choose financing as low as 0% on remaining 2024 or 2025 models. The choice is yours, and the savings are big. Visit us at Energy Power Sports in Oakville today for your Boxing Week deals.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Back at Scotiabank Arena, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you as we get set to start the second half. Halftime in the books. And the Raptors begin the third quarter with a 1-point lead. 65-64 is the score. And what a solid first half for the Raptors, shooting 55%. As Jonesy noted towards the end of that first half, the Raptors did a solid job of cleaning up their miscues, their turnovers in the second quarter. And that certainly played into the Raptors coming back to take this 1-point lead into the break. And Jonesy, how about the return to the lineup for Immanuel Quickley with 11 points and 7 assists in 17 minutes.
This is what they were missing, right? This is the guy that they wanted to have running the point, starting at the point, and doing all that good stuff for him. It's happening right now with him back in the lineup.
Brooklyn starts with the ball to begin this third quarter. And the ball doesn't move around a whole lot, and it ends up being a Keon Johnson 3-ball, no good. The Raptors grab the rebound, and they bring it across center. Barnes hands off to Ochai, to Pirtle, to Grady. Above the arc on the near side, fake the pass, drives on Clowney, got to the 10, jackknife midair, laid it in around Ben Simmons. What a take by Grady.
Well, I like that because they see him as a guy who can shoot the ball, but now that he's putting it on the floor, it's going to give him some space to do what he does best, and that's shoot the ball.
And with that bucket, Grady Dick reaches 1,000 career points. 3-ball on the other end for Clowney. Ties the game at 67. Knocked the 3-ball down from the far sideline as Quickley brings it across center. On the logo, trying to shake free from Johnson. Got in the paint, finding Grady on the baseline, and he caught and let it release on the floater, all in one motion to give the Raptors a 2-point lead. 69-67. Ben Simmons lost the handle right in front of us on the near sideline, but it ends up in the hands of Clowney. Over to Claxton, trying to hand off to Cam Johnson. It was knocked away, they say, by Toronto.
Yeah, Ochai got a hand in the passing lane. I just love the Raptors' defensive intensity right now. Stuff that we saw at the beginning of the year that was paying heavy dividends is back. The ball pressure. Wow, they got Ochai on a foul. It looked like he was the one that was bumped off course.
So it'll be Brooklyn ball, sideline out of bounds, and a fresh 14 inbounding just to the left of the Raptor bench. Shot clock down at 10 as Claxton has it straight away. The Raptors kind of came off him, gave him the shot, and he missed it. Wide open from the free throw line, back the other way, running the floor. Great job by Pirtle, and he catches the pass from Ochai and lays it in. How about the big man running the floor?
Well, he ran the floor under control as well. Didn't just run over the guy that was waiting to take the charge. Showed some body control.
Toronto leading 71-67, matching their largest lead at 4. Far wing, 3-ball, no good for Keon. High for the rebound, a decisive one by Scotty Barnes. He's got the double-double already at 13 points and 10 rebounds. He wants the win, though. Pirtle, down low, in the paint, gave it up to Quickly, who probes through the lane, back out on the perimeter to Barnes. Shot clock down to 7. Scotty straight away. Tees up the triple, knocks it down in the grill of Cam Johnson.
Really nice job, Scotty. He's locked in tonight. Now you see him here picking Ben Simmons up at half court. Like, just no smiles, no fooling around tonight from Scotty Barnes.
Hey, with that kind of intensity, he might be picking up Ben Johnson too. Might be tracking him down in the 100-meter. Cam Johnson 3-ball is good, and Brooklyn answers back to cut the Raptor lead to 4.
Ochai off balance a little bit. They pushed him into the screen, kind of turned his ankle. Seems to be running through it okay, though.
And the other way, Ochai fouled right at the rim. And the foul's going to go against Cam Johnson. It'll be his second as the Raptors lead 74-70. Abaji goes to the free throw line and knocks down the first one, 75-70. Ochai with 5 points in the ballgame on 2 of 5 shooting. A couple of assists and a rebound, adding a block and a steal for good measure. Knocks down the second free throw. Raptors shooting a hair under 59% and leading by 6. Ben Simmons gave it up to Claxton. Ball works around from Keon Johnson to Cam Johnson on the near side. Now it's Barnes pounding Cam Johnson as he goes over to Keon. Cutting to the tin, high off glass with the layup is good.
That is a really good take.
And what's the call now? You got Claxton and Ochai getting mixed up, and they're going to call a shove in the back on Ochai Abaji in the backcourt and wipe out the possession. And actually the shove was on Keon Johnson, not on Claxton. And they're going to call not even a tech or anything. They're just going to call a loose ball foul for the forearm shiver, allegedly, and wipe out the Toronto possession and give the ball to the Nets. That was a weird play, to say the least. Raptors holding on to a 4-point lead, and now Brooklyn will have a chance to cut in a little bit more. Cam Johnson over to Keon, driving into the paint, bumped by Quickly, missed the shot. And they're going to get the foul on Emmanuel Quickly and send Keon to the free throw line. And Darko doesn't like the call. So Keon Johnson heads to the free throw line for his first attempts of the ball game. Brooklyn as a team a perfect 10 of 10 at the stripe. And we'll see what Keon can do. The first one is good.
Well, maybe Darko's working for the next call because Matt Boland isn't budging.
Raptors have had 5 free throw attempts in the ballgame. This will be attempt number 12 for the Nets. They're 11 of 11 as Keon dips, fires, and makes it. They're now 12 of 12.
Here we go with the free throw discrepancy again.
Quickly will bring it across center. Raptors have seen their 7-point lead cut down to 2. Barnes has it on the wing near side above the arc, holding the ball with one hand, gives it up to Pirtle, who's covered by Simmons. Back over to Scotty Barnes on the near sideline. In front of the Brooklyn bench, takes a triple, makes a triple, and then does a little Texas two-step dance right in front of the Nets bench.
Raptors going zone.
Keon Johnson spinning in the lane, fouled on a pass-off. It'll be sideline out of bounds. Foul coming in on Scotty Barnes. That'll be his first.
Raptors were in the zone there. It would have been prudent for Scotty just, I wouldn't say to let him go, but to funnel him into the middle of the zone where Pirtle was also standing.
79-74, the Raptors again leave Claxton wide open at the free throw line, and he dances right to the tin and lays it in.
He got a running start with no pressure on him, and that's what will happen every time. Remember, even in the zone, it's man-to-man in your area.
Quickly trying to get a step on Keon Johnson. Gets into the lane. Bump. No call. Jumper. Fouled. And he's going to go to the free throw line for 2. So Quickly heads to the stripe with 11 points and 8 assists in the ballgame. And Jonesy, how about the game for Scotty Barnes tonight? You said it a few minutes ago. Locked in. Dialed in tonight. 19 points, 10 rebounds on 8 of 10 shooting. He's got a season-high 3 3-point field goals made on a perfect 3 of 3 from distance, adding 3 assists as well.
Yeah, he just looked like he meant business. And, we talked about it yesterday at the top of the show against Boston. Our producer, J.R. Manitat, played the clip of Scotty saying, no excuses, we got to be better, and the litany of things that the Raptors needed to address, and better late than never. They didn't do it yesterday against Boston, but certainly doing it tonight against Brooklyn, and Scotty leading the charge.
Quickly at the stripe, knocks down the first free throw. Perfect 3 of 3 at the line, make it 4 of 4 as he hits the second. 13 points, 8 assists. Raptors push the lead to 5. Their largest lead was 7. As Ben Simmons brings it across center. He's on the wing near side. Hands it off now to Cam Johnson. Turns, fires, misses badly. Long rebound comes out to the nets, then taken away by Grady Dick. Across center comes Grady. Into the paint, bounces a pass looking for Ochai. Deflected by Ben Simmons as Grady left the floor and made the cardinal sin of leaving the floor before he knew what he was going to do with the ball, and that almost was another Raptor turnover.
Well, he didn't have his head on a swivel. He came over center court and was tunnel visioned on getting to the basket rather than attacking, but seeing everything to see how it develops around you, where you would give it up. And then he went airborne, as you said, and kind of got bailed out.
Pirtle above the far elbow, goes cross court, right to left on the wing to Quickly. Back on the near side to Grady, cut off on the baseline, finds Barnes at the near elbow, gets into the paint, bumped as he elevates. That should be a goaltend as well, no?
I didn't think so.
Really?
I didn't think it reached its apex.
Okay.
The bump for sure. But I didn't think that ball was at its apex or even above the height of the rim.
I thought it was, but I'll trust your eyes, Jonesy.
Hopefully we get another look at it during the commercial break here, but I'm actually going to give Curtis Blair credit on that one.
Either way, Raptors are getting 2 free throws, and they'll have a chance to match their largest lead of the game when we continue from Scotiabank Arena. It's 81-76 Raptors with 6:56 to go in the quarter on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Hey, Raptor fans. What would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
Joe and Lucy needed a new roof and reached out to Alpine Credits. I flew over to help them with a home renovation loan. I suggested they transform their house into a giant robot head, beams that shoot from the eyes. Pew, pew! Instead, they just went with shingles. But it's pretty glorious.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved.
Just for license 12616.
Do you get excited about Boxing Week deals? Then if it's the case, you won't want to miss our Boxing Week sale at Energy Power Sports. Hi, I'm Jean-Luc Lemire. Enjoy Boxing Week deals throughout the entire store with savings of up to 30, 40, or even 50% off non-current helmets, accessories, apparel, and riding gear from Ski-Doo, Can-Am, and Sea-Doo. Start your shopping early and save. Visit us at Energy Power Sports in Oakville today until January 2nd for your Boxing Week specials.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Back at Scotiabank Arena, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 6:56 to go in the third quarter as the Raptors lead 81-76.
Doing a really nice job. Again, It's amazing what happens when you look after the ball. Look at the field goal attempts. Both teams at 54. Raptors shooting the 3-ball well tonight, 11 of 20. I mean, the free throw discrepancy, not bad. It's kind of something we've kind of got used to with Toronto, but doing a great job on the glass. And in particular, doing a nice job against some of the length and athleticism of the Nets.
Barnes knocks down the first free throw. Scotty up to 20 points, 10 rebounds. Second one good as well. Now 21 and 10.
And picking up Ben Simmons 94 feet.
As Simmons brings it across center. Barnes still there, fighting him on that far wing. Simmons gave it up to Claxton toward the far sideline, inside the arc, bounces a pass back to Simmons. Simmons holding the ball, finds Claxton at the free throw line. Claxton looked like he was going to give it to Cam Johnson, then tried to take it on Pirtle, missed the wild scoop. Raptors come away with the rebound.
Pirtle forced that. Great defense.
Far corner. Ochai 3-ball is good, and the Raptors have opened up a 10-point lead.
All right, let's see if they can nurse this thing home now. I'm not saying by any means it's not going to get closer again, but you have a lead.
Claxton misses right at the rim, then foul. They're going to get it against Jamal Shed, and Claxton is going to go to the free throw line. Raptors leading 86-76 as we approach the midway point of quarter number 3. Jonesy, I mentioned a couple of minutes ago, that Grady Dick registered and recorded his 1,000th career point earlier in this frame. The 4th quickest Raptor in history to 1,000 points. Any guesses on the other 3? Putting you on the spot. I'll give it to you. T-Mac number 1.
I was going to say Tracy and Vince would certainly come to mind because...
And Vince not on the list, shockingly. I don't know how.
Thinking of guys who played early, particularly when the team wasn't great.
I'm shocked Vince isn't on the list.
Bosch would be on that list.
Yeah, 3rd. Scotty Barnes number 2.
Okay.
So it was T-Mac, Barnes, Bosch, and Grady.
Yeah, you'd have to think of the young guys that they gave latitude to.
Actually, you know what? Now that I say that, I wonder, Jonesy, if I'm misreading the stat that I read quickly, if it might have been the youngest player to 1,000, not the quickest.
Yeah, Vince was a 3-year player when he came in.
I believe it might have been youngest, because certainly Vince would have been on that list in terms of quickest. Raptors late in the shot clock, work the ball around to Scotty. Step back triple near sideline, no good. It nearly went down. That's his first miss from the perimeter.
Had to shoot it with the shot clock running down under duress.
Raptors leading 86-77, make it 86-79 as D'Angelo Russell gets a awkward-looking floater to go. He's played very well tonight. 18 off the bench in his return to Brooklyn. 5:20 to go here, 3rd quarter. Shed turning the corner on the far side. Tried to go at Russell, ran into him, got his pocket pick, lost the handle. The Nets throw the ball down the floor to Cam Johnson, who got behind the defense, and the Raptors have seen their lead cut in half in a real hurry.
Well, there's a long pass on a run out after a live ball turnover.
Shed out on the far wing above the arc. Goes on the sideline to Ochai, cross court, right to left to Grady. Driving on the near side toward the baseline, floated up, wild one, no good. And the Nets with the rebound. Grady got hit. Darko wanted the call, didn't get it. Cam Johnson down low. And a nice entry pass to Wilson, who was alone in the back door, and Brooklyn on a 7-0 run.
Darko letting them play through it. I got to believe if the Raptors don't score here and give up another one, there's going to be a timeout, but see what they get into offensively.
Jacoby Walters going to check in at the next whistle for the Raptors. Day'Ron Sharpe doing the same for Brooklyn. Toronto does indeed get a bucket. Scotty Barnes helps stop the Brooklyn run on a 13-foot jumper. 88-83. Russell, bounce pass to a cutting Cam Johnson in traffic, and the Raptors fell asleep on that one.
Well, that was a great pass. I don't think anybody expected it. It was off the dribble, and you got to turn your head to be aware of where the ball is. You're right. I think they got. I don't think they were expecting it, and I don't think they were paying attention.
Scotty Barnes going to check out of the ball game with 23 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 assists. Barnes with 10 points in this quarter, but he's going to get a breather right now with 4 minutes to play. Cam Johnson picked up a foul on Jamal Shed at center court. And that will be Johnson's 3rd foul of the game. It's the 5th team foul for Brooklyn, so Shed goes to the free throw line and misses the first one. He's 0 of 2 in the ball game at the stripe. In fact, the Raptors have missed only 2 as a team, and they've both come from Shed. Raptors leading by 3, 88-85, with again 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Thanks for tuning in on a Wednesday night on New Year's Day. Happy New Year 2025, as the Raptors hope to start the calendar year on a winning note and snap an 11-game losing streak. The lead is now 4 as Shed hits the second free throw, and D'Angelo Russell brings it across center for Brooklyn. Russell straight away. Ochai on his right hip. They find Sharp at the free throw line, driving, lays it up and in over the outstretched arm of Jakob Poeltl.
That's tough. Somebody's got to help Poeltl out because he's up high playing the screen and roll, and that's a long way for him to recover against the guy with an advantage going to the basket.
Grady, far corner to Shed on the baseline. Shed keeping the dribble alive. Raptors leading by 2. They go to Walter out on the perimeter. Back over to Shed, far sideline. 3 ball off the side of the rim. Brooklyn with the rebound. They could tie or take the lead. Russell out on the far side to Sharp, who looked like he might have traveled as he goes far corner. Over to Martin. Nets work it back to Russell. Shot clock down to 7. They tried again with Sharp at the free throw line. Got into the lane, lost the handle. Picked up by Toronto. Turnover Brooklyn. Shed in the near corner to Grady. Sidestep, set the feet. Missed the 3. Cleaned up by Poeltl. Quadruple team. Ball ends up with Ochai. Out to Walter. Over to Shed. Near side to Grady. Driving into the paint. Grady scoops it up and in on a finger roll. And the Raptors lead by 4.
Poeltl did a great job on the last play defensively.
And Brooklyn answers back quickly. Martin to Sharp.
They've run that play again to try and get Sharp going down the lane, and the time before, Poeltl able to recover and rake and dig at the ball as Sharp put it on the floor.
91-89, 2-point lead for the Raptors. Shed comes around a Poeltl screen, frees himself out on the far wing. Trying to work against Sharp now, driving, scooping, finishing. Raptors again lead by 4, and Brooklyn calls the timeout.
A nice job by Toronto keeping Brooklyn at bay. I like Shed changing direction, changing speed there. They thought he was going to use the screen, but he did a really nice job.
2:10 to go in the third quarter. Toronto leading 93-89 on Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
The Subaru winter has arrived. The crisp air and negative temperatures mean one thing: camping. Emerge from your icy tent and bask in 4 to 6 hours of sunlight. Enjoy the unmistakable smell of campfire through the glacial wind pummeling your face. Relax by the water, taking in the soothing sounds of thick ice cracking and popping. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
It's your business. You built it yourself. Let Rogers Sports and Media help to make it grow. There's now an easy way to get your business on the air with our radio station or our entire audio network. It's called Rogers Sports and Media Ad Manager. Designed for businesses of all sizes, RSM Ad Manager is self-serve and simple. Get a $250 ad credit to get started, and your audio can be produced at no extra cost. Visit grow.rogersportsandmedia.com for details.
Ontario is building up our nursing workforce. Since 2018, nearly 100,000 new nurses have registered to work in Ontario. Last year, we added a record of over 18,000 new nurses with another 30,000 nursing students in school. We're investing millions in new programs that pay for nurses' education and breaking down barriers so they can get to work sooner. Learn more at ontario.ca/yourhealth. Paid for by the Government of Ontario.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Back at Scotiabank Arena, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 2:10 to play in the third. Raptors leading 93-89. Jonesy, this has been one heck of an entertaining ball game. The Raptors shooting 57%. Brooklyn at 54%. And give them credit, they have played well in this third quarter.
Well, Toronto hanging on to the ball. Only 2 turnovers since the first quarter. And getting good looks and knocking down threes as they're 12 of 24 from distance. Still winning the rebounding battle.
And you noted it earlier, we still have yet to see this team at full strength. Maybe, knock on wood, maybe we see it Friday if R.J. Barrett is healthy. But this is the closest we've seen to what the starting five should look like in quite some time. And the 3 key cogs are having big nights. Barnes with 23, Grady with 19, Quickly with 13, adding 8 assists. And the Raptors just forced a turnover out of the timeout. Brooklyn gave up the ball, and the Raptors have a chance to increase their lead to 6 or 7.
Well, and that changes the structure of your rotations and the depth of your bench. They don't look half bad.
Raptors promptly give the ball right back, and that was a sloppy turnover there.
High school turnover. Got to eliminate those.
Dancing into the lane, floating it up, missing the shot was Wilson, but the Brooklyn Nets get the ball back, and Clowney misses a triple from the near sideline. Raptors with the rebound. Olynyk gives it up to Quickly. A little head fake there. Nets not buying as Quickly gets away from the defense. Now in a switch, he's picked up by Sharp. We'll see if Quickly goes to work against the big man. Crosses him up into the paint, stops on a dime, leans in, missed the shot. Olynyk tipped it, but the Raptors couldn't squeeze, and the loose ball is picked up here by Keon Johnson. Johnson comes around a screen set by Sharp. Now trying to give it back to his big man, and he does. Sharp has it on the perimeter, hands off to Russell. Russell in the near corner to Wilson for 3, missed it. High for the rebound, and then coming down hard on his tailbone. That looked rough for Clowney. He's down in a heap as the Raptors have a 5-on-4. Driving and hammered in the lane was Jacoby Walter. And Clowney still hasn't come up from the floor on the other end. He came down extremely hard on his tailbone and lower back.
He was parallel to the floor coming down on his back. And that was a hard fall.
We're getting the replay from our TV friends right now. He and Scotty Barnes collided midair. And as I noted, it was the tailbone and lower back of Clowney.
I mean, both guys were going for the ball, so there was nothing. I mean, you don't look at it and say, oh, that wasn't a basketball play by Scotty, but it's a hard foul by Noah Clowney.
Raptor fans showing their class, clapping in appreciation as Clowney gets up and walks very slowly, understandably, gingerly over towards the Brooklyn Nets bench. Again, on the other end of the floor, when the Raptors had that 5-on-4, Jacoby Walter got hammered, and he's going to the free throw line. I was going to say, and we were too busy talking about Clowney, I'm not entirely convinced that D'Angelo Russell or Day'Ron Sharp made a play on the ball. They seemed to hammer Jacoby Walter midair, but no technical.
No, and I think it was a case where we're going to take a foul to help our guy out.
We're going to make you feel it.
We're going to make sure we don't give you a freebie.
And Clowney is heading straight back to the Nets locker room. He is walking under his own strength as much as he's going slowly. At least he's not needing help. Jacoby Walter at the stripe went 1 of 2. He's got 9 points off the bench. The Raptor lead is 5, 94-89. Last shot time for the Nets with about a 1.5 differential in terms of the game clock and the shot clock. Keon Johnson gave it up to D'Angelo Russell. Russell over the shoulder pass back to Keon. Elevates for the triple, hit the front of the rim, missed it. Battling for the rebound. Olynyk was there. It's knocked away by the Nets. Off Wilson. It's going to be Raptor ball.
But Jordy's going to challenge this at the behest of Jalen Wilson.
I thought it was off Wilson from our angle, but tough to see as we're, I don't know, about 50 feet away.
Yeah, and I mean, I can see the challenge here because it gives you a chance to have the ball and inbound drop a play with a couple seconds left in the quarter.
But if you lose, you don't have it for the fourth quarter in a tight game.
Yeah. Kind of spontaneous by Jordy, but yeah, it's going to be Brooklyn ball.
Yeah. I said it looked like it went off the nets, but there's no doubt we're seeing the angle. It was Olynyk's fingertips that got in there before Wilson's, and that will end up being Brooklyn ball with 2.5 seconds left here in this third quarter. Excuse me. Toronto coming into this ball game at 7-26. The Nets at 12-20. And here's the official word.
After review, it will be a successful challenge. The ball goes off of Toronto. It will be Brooklyn's ball.
Brooklyn sitting in 12th in the Eastern Conference, 2 games back of the Detroit Pistons, who locked down that 10th and final seed in terms of the play-in, but only 2.5 out of 9th. And if we want to go a little bit further, only 3 out of 8th. The Indiana Pacers at 16-18, holding down the 8th seed. Miami is above 500 at 16 and 14th. They're the 7th seed. But the East has been a grind for a lot of teams. Nets get it in, and at the buzzer, wow, I thought that was a clean block on Scotty Barnes with 0.4 remaining, and they're going to call a goaltend. Wasn't that a bing-bang play?
I thought he was up there cleanly,
wow.
too.
Unless it was over the cylinder from our angle, that looked like it was all in one motion. Ball up, ball blocked.
Yeah, I mean, that's one where I think that would be the reasoning for the call, that it was over the cylinder.
Well, we didn't get a replay.
See, this is one where end of the quarter, table should review that. It's not gonna make a difference on offense, or you're not slowing the game down. It's the end of the quarter. Inside of 2 seconds. The same way you would review a play at the end of the quarter, a shot, did it beat the buzzer? Look at that one.
Can I also ask you, too, not that it's impossible, there was 2.5 remaining. There was 0.4 remaining on the goaltend call. An inbounds pass from the baseline to the perimeter, quickly down low with a shot released. All of that happened in 2.1 seconds. That's real quick, no?
Yeah, well, it depends on how quickly you move the ball. But, yeah, something to think about.
We'll take the break. Fourth quarter's next with the Raptors leading by 3 on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
The 2025 Honda Civic Hybrid is here, and it may sound too good to be true. With a 2-liter 4-cylinder backed by 2 electric motors, giving a combined 200 horsepower, it's our most powerful and fuel-efficient Civic ever. Plus, with an estimated range of over 800 kilometers and available features like a Bose premium sound system, your crew will love it too. Huh, maybe it should be called the Civic 2.0. Redefine your drive with the 2025 Civic Hybrid. Visit your Ontario Honda dealer and test drive yours today.
Back at Scotiabank Arena, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you as we get set to start the fourth quarter. The Raptors still lead by 3. It's 94-91. Raptors had a lead at the break, and they actually extend the lead, but it's very tight right now, Jonesy. They won the quarter 29-27, and they had a lead as high as 10 in the third quarter, but Brooklyn simply would not go away. They battled back, and we've got a 3-point game, a 1-possession game. As the fourth quarter begins, Emmanuel quickly brings it across center, bounces it to Kelly Olynyk, straight away inside the arc, back to Quickly. Driving on the far side, got a step on Claxton, missed the scoop, ball tapped around, secured by the Nets. So they get a stop to start the fourth. Russell gets into the lane, goes right into the chest of Olynyk, floated it up, got it to go. It's a 1-point ball game.
Russell's taking it personally with Davion Mitchell.
How about the foul right there? Wilson just hit Barnes twice, no call. Now Olynyk lobs it down low to Barnes, who lays it in. A beautiful pass from Olynyk.
Great high-low. Kelly with a great pass, great spacing. And I like the way the Raptors cleared out the weak side so there could be no help on Scotty.
Toronto gets the lead back up to 3, 96-93. 50 seconds gone by in the fourth quarter. Russell out on the perimeter. He's got 20 off the bench, 8 assists as well. He's had a fabulous night. Martin, contested 3-ball, wild one over Walter, no good. Raptors with the rebound. Quickly. With Keon Johnson in front of him. Goes cross-court right to left, over to Walter, comes back to get the ball. On the near side quickly, drives into the paint, lobs it up to a cutting Scotty Barnes, who dunks it down on the alley-oop. What a play from Quickly.
Well, great job. That's what penetration from a good point guard can do for you.
And Keon Johnson got stripped on a drive. Raptors pick it up down the floor. 4-on-3. Walter, Nets get back. They find Mitchell. Back over to Quickly on the near side. Quickly with Russell in front of him. In the paint to Olynyk, who cuts in, scoops it in, gets the bucket, and the Raptors come out storming to start this fourth quarter.
Well, they're using their size. Scotty scoring inside, Quickly penetrating and lobbing, and then Kelly Olynyk with a great old man YMCA Saturday morning seal, and had a chance to lay it home.
Raptors lead by 7 with 10:20 to go in the ball game. 193 on Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
At Tangerine, we're fans of fans who are invested in the game. Like Gary, who lies with reckless abandon every time he's invited out on game night, so he doesn't have to miss game night. Sorry, it's mating season for my pet squid. My e-scooter is out of gas. I ate a beanless burrito. My shoulder blade feels dull. I'm traveling to the 16th century. That's how Gary fans, and we're fans of Gary. This is how we fan. Tangerine, the official bank of the Toronto Raptors.
Ah, at last, the Subaru winter is here. It's the perfect weather for the beach. Feel the sun's rays on the small amount of skin peeking out of your ski mask. Put on your beach puffer and hear the sound of the waves crashing over the chatter of your teeth. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it would be too difficult or time-consuming? Then it's time to try Babbel. Babbel works because it's built around real life. It teaches you practical conversations that you will actually use. So with just 15 minutes a day, you'll be on your way to speaking in a new language in just a few weeks. Babbel, language for life. Right now, Babbel is offering radio listeners 55% off their subscription. Visit babbel.com/radio. That's BABBEL.com/radio for 55% off.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Back at Scotiabank Arena, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Fourth quarter. We're just over 90 seconds into the frame. 10:20 remaining in the game. And the Raptors have opened up a 7-point lead at 193. Jonesy, the Raptors still scorching at a hair under 57% in the game.
Well, that's what happens again. After 7 turnovers in the fourth quarter, first quarter, they've had 3 since, and we're into the fourth quarter. They're doing a really good job, and they're moving the ball. 27 assists on their 39 field goals. This is what you kind of envisioned, and again, they still don't have everybody healthy. R.J. Barrett still out of the lineup.
Simmons still scoreless in the game, hands it off to Russell, who gave it to Wilson. They work it around to Claxton, back to Russell, and they're going to call a foul on Davion Mitchell, who ran into Claxton. It looked like Claxton kind of lowered the shoulder, and Davion gave it back to him, and they called Davion with the foul. That's going to be his 4th. That kind of night for Davion Mitchell. Emmanuel Quickly is going to sit down for a quick breather.
Well, he's played 26 minutes.
Yeah, and he was under a minute restriction.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe 30, you think?
Yeah.
We'll see. We weren't given an exact number.
No, he's played more than half the game.
I'm just saying, what's the number, though, if it's a minute restriction? I wonder if it's 30.
I'm guessing it must be 30. Just a little over 60% of the game.
Russell just got into the lane and scooped one up and in for the Brooklyn Nets, and now he picks up a foul on the other end. He thought it was an offensive foul on Scotty Barnes. He's begging and pleading to the official Nate Green right now, but they're going to call it on Russell. That'll be his third, and it'll be a fresh 14 for the Raptors as they get set to inbound. And now we got a timeout on the floor with 9:43 to go. Is this a green light special?
I'm looking at, yeah, it is. Green light just went on, so Jordy Fernandez is going to challenge this.
Well, we'll see. We'll get the official word.
We'll be challenging this foul call.
Interesting that we're going to take a quick break, but my amendment to the challenge would be if you challenge an out of bounds and you win it, that doesn't count. The challenges are only for fouls, or if you have to challenge when they made a mistake, it's different than a judgment.
I got you. Yeah, I like that. I accept it, Jonesy. I accept it. Let's step aside for the break with the Raptors leading 195. No, hold on.
After review, it will be an unsuccessful challenge. The defender clamps the hand of Barnes. Any contact after that is marginal.
There you go. Unsuccessful challenge. Now we'll take the break and come back in a moment with the Raptors leading by 5 on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
People sometimes ask, sure, you can consolidate people's debts using telekinesis, but what else can you do? As if changing lives isn't enough. Well, I can also use my power to make it rain hot dogs. It's still not as cool as consolidating debts into one easy payment, though.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved.
Just for license 12616.
Are you ready to unbox a great deal? Like the colder temperature, our Boxing Week promotions are here at Energy Power Sports. Hi, I'm Jean-Luc Lemire. Boxing Week deals are on our entire new and pre-owned inventory. Choose your promotions on Ski-Doo or Lynx snowmobiles for up to $3,000 off, or choose financing as low as 0% on remaining 2024 or 2025 models. The choice is yours, and the savings are big. Visit us at Energy Power Sports in Oakville today for your Boxing Week deals.
Back at Scotiabank Arena, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 9:43 to go in the ball game. Raptors leading 195 as Kelly Olynyk gets set to inbound for Toronto, just to the right of the Brooklyn bench on the near sideline. He gets it into Scotty Barnes out on the perimeter, out toward that logo at center. Now toward the far side, inside the arc, trying to work against D'Angelo Russell. Passes out on the perimeter to Shed, driving into the paint. Jackknife pass under the tin, picked off by Martin, and the Raptors turn it over. Not the way you want to come out of a timeout. See if the Raptors can dig in here defensively and hold on to that 5-point lead. In the paint, Claxton finds Ben Simmons, who goes up and under, blows the layup. He's still scoreless in the game. And on the other end, Ochai just slides around D'Angelo Russell, who is trying to draw the charge, and the Raptors increase their lead to 7.
Great job. Out on the fast break. Ochai on the run.
102-95. Simmons toward the block on the right side, hands it off to Russell. Russell goes back up top to Martin. Deep one contested. Rattled a couple of rims, no good. Olynyk with a nice box out down low as he held off Claxton with one arm. Scotty Barnes calls out the play, brings it across center with 8:35 to go in the ball game. Cross court, right to left, over to Dick, back over to Scotty. Barnes on the far sideline now to Ochai. He's got 11 in the ball game. Abaji back to Barnes. Barnes going at Russell to a cutting Olynyk down Main Street, scoops it up and in. Raptors increase the lead to 9.
Kelly with terrific movement away from the ball, and Scotty loves to pass the ball, finding him.
Russell well above the arc, out towards center court now. Ochai in front of him. D'Angelo Russell with the shot clock down to 7. Simmons sets a high screen. Russell still on the bounce, holding the ball a long time, gives it to Simmons. Back to Russell, straight away with the 3. Missed it. Raptors again get on the glass as Scotty secures it, and he'll bring it across center.
Big game for Scotty, 27 and 12.
Adding 5 assists as well. 7:45 to go, still a lot of time, but the Raptors trying to go for their biggest lead of the game right here. Barnes draws a double team. Out to Shed. Over to Olynyk straight away. Shot clock down to 3. Olynyk to Shed. Turns, fires from the wing. Missed it down low. Ball tapped around and into the hands of the Nets as they secure the rebound. Push ahead. Martin, layup no good. He thought he was fouled, didn't get the call. Raptors will take it and run. They briefly had numbers. Shed now free on the perimeter. 3 ball left it short. Rebound to Martin, who gives it to Russell, who brings it across center. Lobs a pass down low to Claxton. Claxton passes off to Wilson, and a one-hand floater is good for Jalen Wilson.
The Shed had an open look. That's the way the game's played, but you're up 9. A chance to
slow it down and get something good, work it down low.
That 3, back in our day, you would say that 3 you can get that any time. If you have it now and you work the ball and you don't get anything, that's going to be open again. And that would have given you a double-figure lead. Instead, you end up giving it's a 4-point swing. Instead of being up 11, you're only up 7.
Well, we're going to keep it here, Jonesy.
Darko with a timeout to try and get Pirtle back in the game, and let's see what they get coming out of the timeout.
104-97. Raptors leading by 7 with 7:01 to go in the ball game. Around the NBA, Washington also won tonight as they beat the Chicago Bulls 125-107. Miami currently leading the Pelicans 104-92. That one with about 5 minutes to go. The Knicks with 4.5 minutes to go lead the Jazz by 13. Dallas trailing Houston by 11 with 6:39 to go in the third. Denver has a 7-point lead on Atlanta with 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Later on tonight, 10 o'clock tip, 10 o'clock Eastern, Philadelphia in Sacramento to face the Kings. And the other final that came earlier, Detroit beats Orlando in Detroit 105-96, but Jaden Ivey leaves the game in the final minute with what they are describing as a severe left leg injury. He left the game on a stretcher. Terrible news for the Pistons.
Really don't like the sounds of that.
And Jonesy, we mentioned the Pelicans trailing in Miami. Our condolences to the family and friends of the unfortunately many victims of the horrible atrocity in New Orleans last night. And last I heard, the death toll was up to 15 in New Orleans with the maniac on Bourbon Street in his pickup truck.
Clowney lower back injury. Eric will not return.
Raptors just got a triple from Grady Dick to increase their lead to 10. It matches their largest lead of the game. 107-97. Wilson all the way down toward the left block. Desperation time on a heave at the buzzer. It's an air ball far sideline. Keon Johnson comes up with nothing as the Raptor defense stands tall and forces the 10th Brooklyn turnover.
Really good job. The defense has been energized tonight, and I think a lot of it's been led by Scotty Barnes and the way he has made a commitment to guard the ball when Ben Simmons has it.
6:10 to go in the ball game. The running floater, a one-hander for Jakob Poeltl off the find from Emmanuel Quickley, who's got 12 assists in his return to the lineup.
And that's what you get when you get your point guard back.
109-97. The running floater up and in for guess who? Ben Simmons, his first bucket of the game.
Guys played 24 minutes, 1 of 6,
2 points, 2 boards, 6 assists. Quickly to a driving Pirtle on the far side, lays it in. Raptors by 12. 5.5 minutes to play. Toronto scorching still at 58% for the game. Shed just got wiped out in a moving screen. Sharp didn't like the call. It's an 11th turnover for the Nets, and we're going the other way, Raptor ball.
Yeah, nice job. This is what happens when you get the ball pressure. Scotty, Shed, you get that ball pressure, and guys try to do something against it. They take it personally. They become selfish, and sometimes it works out for you.
Toronto in the midst of a 17-6 run. 5:10 to play in the ballgame. Quickly at the far elbow, keeping the dribble alive, getting into the paint. Fires a pass all the way back out on the perimeter to Ochai for 3, who buries it toward the far sideline.
Well, nice to see Toronto pulling away. They need a few more stops.
It's now a 20-6 run, and how about the Raptors' three-point shooting tonight? Speaking of a 3, Keon Johnson just missed in the near corner, and down low we have a Raptor foul as they were battling for the rebound. It's going to go against quickly on that loose ball foul. Jonesy, the Raptors' three-point shooting tonight, 48% on 14 of 29.
Well, considering you missed enough to last a couple games in Boston, but doing a really good job tonight.
114-99. It's a 15-point lead for the Raptors with 4:52 to play. Barnes checking back into the ballgame with 27 points, 12 boards, 5 assists. In the near corner, Wilson has it for the Nets. Picked up by Quickly on the baseline. Wilson tried to muscle his way to the 10, then passing off. He's picked off. Barnes down the floor. Sprints past Russell and flushes it down with a two-hand cram.
Russell had to let him go. You could see about halfway down, he was like, this isn't going to help.
And then Ochai just blocked Keon Johnson at the 10. The Raptors are dialed in on both ends right now, folks. A monster fourth quarter for Toronto. Deep one for Quickly. Busted. The streak ends tonight, folks, as Emmanuel Quickly skips into the far corner, smiles all around as the Raptors have opened up a 20-point lead. Wow.
What a monster game for Quickly. 16 points, 14 assists, and this is what people envisioned. And again, they still don't have R.J. Barrett. What a great bounce back after the debacle in Boston last night.
Toronto on a massive run right now, 25-6 over the last 4+ minutes. With 4:16 to play, the Raptors lead by 20. Handout game balls across the board here. Scotty Barnes with 29 and 13. Emmanuel Quickly with 16 and 14. It's the points and rebounds for Barnes. It's the points and assists for Emmanuel Quickly. Let's not forget about Grady Dick with 22 points, including 4 of 8 from distance. And Jakob Poeltl 1 rebound shy of the double-double with 12 points and 9 rebounds. The Raptors shooting a hair under 60% for the game.
They've done a really nice job. Again, I'm going to look at the ball movement. 33 assists for Toronto.
On 47 field goals made. 4:06 to play. Martin trying to give it up cross court to Claxton. It was a kick ball by Scotty Barnes. Scotty saying it was his hand. It certainly looked like his foot, unless he got his hand in front of his foot. Either way, it's going to be a Brooklyn ball. And a fresh 14 with 4:05 to play. Raptors ringing in the new year with a huge effort as the 11-game losing streak should be ending in 4 minutes. Keon Johnson 3-ball straight away, no good, but flying in for a tip-in is Cam Johnson, who is hit mid-air, so it's going to be an and one and a 3-point opportunity for the Nets. .352 to go.
Johnson got a running start. Ochai tried to box him out, and it was just kind of a little bit of a push.
And now Jody Fernandez is emptying out portions of his bench. Guys we haven't seen tonight. And Reese Beekman and Maxwell Lewis, they check in with Brooklyn trailing by 18, 3:52 to go. Could be 17 here in a moment if Cam Johnson knocks down the free throw, and he does. It's 119-102. Pirtle gives it up to Barnes to Quickly, as Emmanuel Quickly will bring it across center. Hounded a little bit in the backcourt by Beekman as he now gets it across center. Bounces the pass over to Pirtle in the far corner. It's Barnes to Grady on the wing far side. Now to Quickly near side. Shot clock down to 4. Quickly's got to go. Drives to the free throw line, elevates over Cam Johnson, and gets the jumper to go. My goodness.
Quickly puts the palm about a foot from the floor, facing the floor, saying he's too small.
And now Barnes takes the ball away from the Nets, down the floor. Another two-hand flush for Scotty Barnes. And he is flexing and posing as the Raptors have increased the lead to 21. Barnes with 31.
Well, his energy tonight has been fantastic, and it started on the defensive end.
Free ball straight away is good for Lewis. And as he backpedals down on the defensive side, he reaches down, clutching his left leg just below his left knee. And Jonesy, that doesn't look good by any means for Maxwell Lewis on a non-contact injury like that, backpedaling defensively.
Well, what happened was Pirtle came to challenge, and he was trying to kind of get out of the way. And it looked to me initially like he hyperextended it. Right?
I think as we look at the replay, Jonesy,
his left knee.
Take a look, though, at the replay. If we see it again from our TV friends, I'm not sure if the injury occurred when he collided with Pirtle or if it's the way his leg contorted as he was backpedaling and
falling.
falling.
It was after, and what happened was he collided with Pirtle. He lost his balance, and in trying to regain his balance,
the leg
twisted his left knee. Again, I get squeamish. I've seen a lot of those things in my lifetime playing basketball in particular, and they're helping him up. They're giving the drawer test to check the integrity of the ligaments. That LCL, the lateral part of his leg, it just didn't look good.
The entire Nets bench, coaching staff and players out on the floor surrounding Lewis as he does indeed get back up onto his feet, but he is walking with a whole lot of help.
I hate to see that.
He can't put any weight down on that leg, and they're now literally picking him up and carrying him off the floor.
I hate to see that. The kid just gets in the game.
Just got in the game, just hit a 3, and now he is leaving, literally being carried off the floor by 2 members of the training and coaching staff. With 2:47 to go, the Raptors lead 123-105.
Well, the Raptors will see another team coming in here on January 3rd that's coming off a loss. The Magic getting beat tonight in Detroit.
And the Magic have been hampered by injuries over the last month or so as well. Both Wagner brothers banged up. Quickly just missed a 3. He thought he was fouled, didn't get a call. Nets come the other way, trailing by 18. Keon Johnson 3-ball, air ball, and it's going to be Toronto's ball with 2:25 to play. Tell you what, I'm not second guessing, I'm making just a comment. If I just saw a dude on the other team go down with an injury, and I'm leading by 18 with 2:20 to go, if I'm Darko, my starters are getting off the floor.
Yeah, I can see where you might be saying that, Eric, and I can understand that thinking, but the other part of it too is coaches are paranoid characters. I would be thinking about clearing it, but at the same time, you just don't want anything to happen to this lead.
Raptors just fouled Brooklyn on a drive to the tin. The scoop high off glass, no good. As Sharp Beekman was going in there. And now Beekman's going to go to the free throw line. With 1:55 to play, Beekman misses the first free throw. Looked like Jamamala Layla might have come over and said the same thing to Darko that I was saying to you. But much like you said to me, Darko seemed to kind of nod and say, okay, fine. I'm still keeping my guys out there.
I'm not taking any chances.
Because he just had a chance to pull some out right now, and he didn't, as Beekman goes 1 of 2 at the stripe. The Raptor lead is 17 with 1:50 to play. Emmanuel quickly brings it across center. 18 points, 14 assists in the ballgame. A one-hand floater in the lane, no good for Jakob Poeltl. Raptors have come up empty on the last few trips down the floor. Beekman out to Martin in the corner to Wilson. 3-ball in front of the Raptor bench. Misses terribly on an air ball, but is cleaned up by Sharp. Bounces it to Wilson, who's blocked by Barnes. I don't know what happened there because he was wide open, and it took him about 20 seconds to release the shot. It should have been an easy layup and a quick deuce for Wilson. But Barnes gets his first block of the game, and back the other way we go with an up fake from Quickly in the lane. Back to Scotty Barnes. Barnes turns, fires, jumper rolls off the rim, no good. It's saved on the baseline though by Ochai to Grady, out on the perimeter to Quickly. Open 3-ball, Emmanuel rips the cords to push the lead back to 20.
Starting point guard back in the lineup, huh? 21, 4, and 14.
And what's the minute limit? He's already up to 32. Jeez. Shamshay, Battle, Mobo, Walter, Shed, all waiting to check in with 46 seconds to go. Barnes right under the tin, the high-low entry pass. He calmly lays it in with 2 hands. Scotty in the ball game with 33 points as Toronto leads 128-108, and the 11-game losing streak ends tonight.
Well, they did it in impressive fashion, and basketball is one of those games where one guy can make a huge difference. Yeah, a quarterback can make a huge difference in football, but he only plays one side of the ball. In basketball, a guy on the floor for 30, 35 minutes can make a huge difference, and we see it here tonight.
Quickly checks out of the ball game with 21 points, 15 assists. Scotty Barnes, 33 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists. The Raptors as a team shooting a hair under 59%. Now leading 128-110 after the free throws from Beekman. Shed will bring it across center. Raptors will have to give it up with about 35 seconds left in the ball game. Shed over on the far side. Sharp is there. Shed still on the bounce, comes around a Shamshay screen, now gives it up to Battle, back to Shed. Shot clock down to 5. Shed crosses up Beekman into the lane, goes in the near corner to Walter. Walter driving into the paint, shot clock down to 1, and he floats it up and in, gets the bucket. Raptors have hung 130 on the Nets. They lead by 20 with 16 seconds to play. Beekman around a screen set by Sharp. Sharp drives to the 10, off glass and in, and it'll be a foul on Shamshay with 10.1 seconds remaining.
What a difference a night makes. And you had to feel that the way the Raptors got spanked in Boston, and they were the subject, I know, of a national radio broadcast today talking about their loss, and 2 of the last 3 games, how the score has been against them. But a little get back, a little bounce back tonight.
The and one is good. The free throw clean for Sharp. Raptors lead by 17, and that will do it. They bring it across center. Shed holds on to the ball, and Toronto snaps the 11-game losing streak. 130-113 the final, as Toronto opens 2025 with a victory on their home floor.
Well, really good job. Shooting 59%. And as I said, to me, it started with taking care of the ball. 7 turnovers in the fourth quarter, 4 for the entire game after that. I look at the fast break points, that's more of their personality. 33 fast break points, 60 points in the paint. Like, these are things that define the Raptors and their personality, and they played to those strengths tonight.
So Toronto gets the win again, 130-113, the final, as Toronto will now set their sight, on the Orlando Magic coming to town on Friday. It's a mini 3-game homestand for the Raptors to start the calendar year. And I believe we're going to be joined by Scotty Barnes, who is coming over to join us, as Scotty put in a monster effort tonight. Barnes in the ball game with 33 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and a block, Scotty. That one has to feel like a huge relief to end this losing streak and do it in decisive fashion to kick off this calendar year.
For sure, man. We started off 2025 great, so that's unbelievable. Missed 5, man. It's great having Quick back out there. He helped us out so much with facilitating and be able to attack. His shooting is just off the charts. He didn't put in so much work to get back on the floor, so watch him every single day. Just relentless to try to get back. He was running, sprinting up and down the floor, putting in a lot of hard work every single day. So it's great to see him come back and play like that. That's just to his preparation. We missed 9. He's going to be back soon. Just miss the guys.
Scotty, I noticed, you talked about it a couple games ago. It didn't happen in Boston, but you talked about the effort and the focus. I could see it tonight from you. Not just on the offense. I'm not talking about 33 and 13. You picked up Ben Simmons like, okay, I'm going to be on you all night tonight. And I felt like you were trying to set the tone with your guys, saying, this is how we have to come out tonight.
Yesterday, it was a bad game. It didn't go well for us, but, we started off that first half. We was picking up full court. We was playing our butts off. It's carryover from yesterday, but, I got to set the tone each and every single day, pick up full court, be ready to guard. No easy baskets. That's our mentality. Don't let nobody get no easy baskets. We got to get back to guarding the basketball. When we're not doing that, teams are just scoring off unbelievable numbers on us. So we don't want that to happen. We got to play defense and lock in and focus.
Scotty, last one for you. You mentioned number 9 a couple times, RJ. We have not yet seen once this season this team fully healthy with its starting 5 intact. How much are you, let alone the rest of the guys, looking forward to finally having that at some point?
It's going to be great, man. It's going to be great. Getting everybody back on the floor, having the whole team healthy. It's going to be unbelievable. RJ puts so much pressure on the rim. He's such a great basketball player where he's able to score, rebound, run in transition, get easy baskets. He's guarding a lot better this year. We're going to be special once we get this team back. You see the presence that Quick have out there on the floor. He's tremendous.
Thank you, Scotty.
Thanks,
Good
man.
job,
Happy New
man.
Year.
Happy New Year, brother.
Happy New Year. Let's start it off right, baby.
There's Scotty Barnes. We appreciate him joining us as he had a monster effort tonight. 33 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and a block as Toronto gets the 130-113 victory over the Brooklyn Nets.
Wow, it was a total effort tonight. The 59% shooting, as Scotty said, having Quickly back with 21 points, 15 assists. Just a monster night, and this is a window into what we could be seeing when they have a healthy team. Never mind the fact that R.J. Barrett wasn't out there tonight.
Let's step aside for the break, come back with the final stats, then get you set for post-game coverage with Daniele Franceschi as the Raptors win by 17 on Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
The 2025 Honda Civic Hybrid is here, and it may sound too good to be true. With a 2-liter 4-cylinder backed by 2 electric motors, giving a combined 200 horsepower, it's our most powerful and September 18th.
What's up, Insiders? Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you for being a Raptors fan. Thank you for chatting it up and cheering on one of the worst teams in basketball. We're tanking for flag. There's no doubt about that. 10 straight losses. Are you kidding me? That doesn't happen to a good basketball team. But that shows that you are a true fan for being here, hanging out with us, chatting it up, cheering on our Raptors. Thank you. And please take a look at our SickKids Football Frenzy campaign as well. We're running that through the football playoffs, the college, and the NFL. Trying to raise money for SickKids Hospital. So if you feel like donating, please click that link that is pinned in the chat or is in the description and help our amazing cause with SickKids Hospital in Toronto. Go Raptors, go! We'll see you back in there.
Both teams, though, bowed out in the first round of the playoffs. But on this day, the Dodgers ruled the roost thanks to those 4 straight home runs, which tied a Major League record. The 4th time it had been accomplished. The Twins turned the trick in 1964, as did the 63 Indians and the 61 Braves. Recently, the Red Sox, White Sox, and Arizona Diamondbacks have all joined that club. For it happened in baseball, I'm Mick Kern.
Follow every second of the action on NHL Network Radio. From behind the bench to every play on the ice. If it's hockey, it's on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91.
I'm Zach Crawford with your SiriusXM sports schedule for Wednesday, January 1st. All times are Eastern, so please remember all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL, at 6 p.m., the Los Angeles Kings take on the New Jersey Devils. You can hear the Kings on Sirius 91, XM 91, and Internet 932, and you can listen to the Devils on Internet 936. In the EPL, at 12:30 p.m., Brentford take on Arsenal. You can hear that on Sirius XM Internet 157. In the NBA, 7 p.m., Detroit Pistons play the Orlando Magic. Detroit can be heard on Sirius 137, XM 212, Internet 888, while the Orlando Magic can be heard on Internet 901. 7 p.m., Washington Wizards play the Chicago Bulls. Washington on Sirius 138, XM 213, Internet 909. Chicago on Internet 884. At 7:30 p.m., the New York Knicks are against the Utah Jazz. New York is on Sirius 139, XM 214, Internet 899, while the Utah Jazz are on Internet 908. 7:30 p.m., Miami Heat play the New Orleans Pelicans. Miami is on Sirius